That was the Wycombe boss, Mike Dodds there. Talksport 2's team at Valley Parade is Adrian Clark and Adam Bridge. Clarky, earlier on today we were talking about the pressure on Mike Dodds to kind of secure promotion after getting relatively close at the end of last season. But he's still got a lot of work to do to win some of the fans over, I feel. And what kind of went wrong for him and his side at the end of last season? And they lost their last 3 games and then failed to score in either leg of their playoff semi-final.
Yeah, they lost direction. Certainly the former for Richard Kono, as discussed earlier, went downhill, and that made a big difference to them. They were playing pretty good, fast, furious football. They were pressing high. They were overpowering opponents. And I think they just hit a bit of a wall, really, in terms of that. I also feel that the change where Matt Bloomfield goes and the new manager comes in, but it wasn't just the new manager coming in. They also bought a lot of players in January that really didn't get much of a look in the second half of the season. So you kind of had 2 camps inside the dressing room. The ones that were there that had got the team to near the top of the league, and then a whole bunch of new guys that were on the periphery but in the same changing room. I just feel that maybe they upset the vibe within the squad a bit too much in January.
Yeah, they've only had 4 pre-season games as well compared to Bradford's 6, and bearing in mind the turnover of players that they've got, I wonder whether it might take them a little bit of time to click. They lost to Sutton United, they did beat Cheltenham Town, but then they played back-to-back draws with Barnet and Spurs. What are we going to see from them today? Do we even know?
No, not really. I mean, Adam's got some numbers, I think, on the number of players that have survived from the playoffs, right, Adam?
Yeah, there's only 3 in the starting lineup that survived from the playoffs, starting 11 against Charlton, which says it all. I mean, the back end of the season, they just stopped scoring goals. They scored 1 goal in their last 5 games, while conceding 9, which, considering the amount of time they spent in second or third, and in particular were turning teams over left, right and centre, I think that's where it all went wrong. But, he's really gone about rebuilding this side. I'm surprised there's only 4 new starters today in the starting 11. I was expecting more of the 10 that they've signed, but I don't think, as ever, on the first day of the season, you never quite know what you're going to get, do you?
No, you don't, but equally I can hear the atmosphere at Valley Parade, and those players are going to have to deal with that, aren't they?
Yeah, it's an intimidating ground, no doubt about that. Really steep stands, all the flags waving away to my left-hand side. A vast stand, isn't it? So high. And yeah, they're really cranking up the atmosphere, and you can tell the fans are loving being back at the football. And they'll be really hopeful and optimistic that the team can live up to the hype, I guess, and deliver a big performance today. Wycombe Wanderers have no momentum. They ended last season in horrible fashion. The last time they played a competitive game was at Charlton in that playoff semi. One of the worst games I've ever seen in my entire life.
You weren't at Kenilworth Road last night.
that wasn't great. But the first leg was awful as well. They've been involved in some absolute stinkers towards the end of the campaign. They need to generate some positive energy, Wycombe. And look, there's an opportunity for them to do it here today with what would be a fantastic win, but I make them underdogs here. I think Bradford City have got a good chance of taking it to them.
It's going to be tough for Wycombe this season because it feels even more than last season. Obviously, we know about Wrexham and Birmingham and expected them with the money that they had injected into them to get promotion, but it feels really competitive. You've got some big teams in League One this season again, and Wycombe are not seen like that.
Well, they're not seen as a big club, but they've got a lot of, they've got good budgets. They're quite ambitious. They're definitely top half in terms of investment and wages and whatnot. So no, they will fancy themselves, and they're about to receive several £1 million for Richard Kono. We don't know which club from yet.
They've got to spend it properly, though.
Exactly. So you look, little old Wycombe is the sort of thought process, but they do have ambitions to go up to the Championship, and they've signed players from Basel, Feyenoord this summer, among others as well, as the players come out.
Listen to that roar as the players enter the field at Valley Parade. We're back, the home of the EFL. Talksport 2, our second commentary of the day on the opening weekend of the season, is at Valley Parade. It's pumping as it hosts League One football for the first time in 6 years. Sit back and enjoy exclusive commentary of Bradford against Wycombe in the company of Adrian Clark and Adam Bridge.
Thank you, Faye. Good afternoon, everyone. It was 91 days ago I was sat here witnessing the most remarkable drama and emotion as Bradford secured automatic promotion in the 96th minute on the final day of the season and returned to League One for that first time in 6 years. A summer of change has ensued, 9 new faces arriving and all on permanent deals as the Phantoms start the season without a single player on loan. The investment and recruitment has mirrored the ambition of a reinvigorated football club who aren't just in the third tier to make up the numbers. 3 of Wigan's League One winners from the early 20s are in, and they look like they'll add the experience to last season's promotion winners. Bradford's end-of-season joy is countered, though, by Wycombe's despair. Before Matt Bloomfield's move to Luton, they sat second in League One, but 6 defeats in the last 17 derailed them into 5th and into the playoffs, and ultimately to defeat against Charlton. Mike Dodds has brought in 10 new signings as he overhauls the Chairboys side in their quest to return to the Championship. The imminent departure of Richard Kone could yet still signal more new arrivals, but any sign of the form displayed at the end of last season, and Dodds himself could be departing sooner rather than later. Once more we enter the unknown, though. How will Bradford adapt to life in League One, and can Wycombe show the resilience to bounce back from last season's playoff disappointment? It's the start of a very long road and a very long race, and it's live right here on your home of the EFL, Talksport 2. Let's start with the two teams. Bradford, Walker's in goal, Pennington, Wright and Tilt in the back three. The wing-backs Nerfil and Toure, with Power and Lee in central midfield, and Sarcevic and Poynton supporting Humphreys. Up top, Hilton, Halliday, Wright, Metcalfe, Swan, Lapsley and Richards make up the Bradford City substitutes. As for Wycombe, it's Van Sass in goal, Grimmer, Casey, Hagelshaw and Allen across the back. Westergaard and Mullins, the two central midfielders. Onyedinma, Leahy and Lowry will provide the support to Udo, who is up top. Norris, Harvey, Partridge, Junior, Fink, Tilley and Back are amongst the substitutes. Seb Stockbridge is the man in charge, and there will be a minute's appreciation for one of Bradford's sons who passed away in the summer, 20 years or so. He worked for the club here, and the first opportunity they've had, of course, to mark his passing as the two teams gather around the edge of the centre circle down in front of us under the blue skies here at Valley Parade on a gorgeous August afternoon. And Roger, who worked as the commercial director here, will be appreciated by the supporters packing out. Just over 20,000 of them here today. About 550 have made the journey from the south up to West Yorkshire. And it will be Seb Stockbridge, our referee, who will blow his whistle to start the minute's appreciation.
The applause will start and end on the referee's whistle.
I don't need to say too much about the roar inside the stadium today. Atmosphere is fantastic. The former EFL and Premier League winger Adrian Clark is alongside me for this one, and this is probably what Bradford would have asked for, the perfect way to start their League One campaign.
Yeah, look, it's a big game, tough game, huge crowd, absolutely fantastic turnout from Bradford City supporters, and they are making some noise. They are making their presence felt. Wycombe Wanderers are going to have to maybe ride a little bit of an early storm here, because the players are going to be bang up for this, having just got promoted. So many new faces. Going to be a lot of hunger down there among the Bantams ranks, trying to impress. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Tell you what, I'm not looking forward to the back of these Wycombe shirts. Wycombe are playing in their away strip today, which is a checkerboard of green and white with fairly challenging numbers, I think would be the phrase I would use.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, look, I can't make out any of the numbers, I have to be honest at this stage. Thankfully, Bradford have got the old patch on the back of their shirts.
They have new shirt for them as well, a little tighter stripe than we saw at the end of last season for Bradford, but we're off and running in the sunshine in West Yorkshire. It is a beauty of a day, but it is the second day of August. Feels like we're starting earlier and earlier, doesn't it, as Wycombe gather possession on halfway and get the first free kick of the game. And this free kick on that far side will be taken by Jamie Mullins, as we look and see how these two sides have set up as we thought. It looks like Wycombe may have gone for a three. Taylor Allen's really pushed on, who we thought was going to play the left wing-back role, or the left full-back role, but he potentially is pushed on more like a wing-back on this left-hand side, although he's dropping in now. Yeah. Get Clarkie to keep an eye on that.
I think it's a back four, but they will ask Taylor Allen to get forward as often as possible. Scored a number of goals, didn't he, for Walsall last season. He puts in a great delivery from the left-hand side.
Yeah, he certainly does. Plenty of free kicks as well. He's very deadly with that left foot of his, for sure, and good hustle in the middle of the park to take the ball away from Stephen Humphreys for Wycombe, but now Humphreys with a chance to get forward here for Bradford down the right-hand side. Tries to put Neufville in, of course. He was at Wimbledon last season, and very impressive he was too, being plucked out from under their noses. They, of course, were also promoted, but he chose to come north to Bradford to ply his trade moving forward. Here's Bobby Poynton on that far side for Bradford, midway inside the Wycombe half, in short to Max Power, who got very little football last season. He spent a season in Denmark at Aarhus and only made 14 substitute appearances, so how he'll settle back into English football we shall see. Here's Onyedinma on that far side for Wycombe, 10 yards inside the Bradford half, goes back inside his own territory. The captain, Jack Grimmer, one of those few survivors from the game against Charlton in the playoffs at the end of last season for Wycombe Wanderers, as the ball is lifted forward this time deep inside the Bradford territory, that time by Luke Leahy, and it's a long punt forward that will be gathered by Van Sass away to our right hand side. The goalkeeper, he's 21 years of age, the Dutchman, never made a senior appearance.
Well, he has now
today.
It's going to be a test for him, obviously. Difficult atmosphere here for a visiting goalkeeper as well, but yeah, he comes with big, good reviews.
Udo is on the chase here. Bit of pressure that time on Joe Wright, who's dealt with it very well, and other than new signings picked up from Kilmarnock for Bradford. He's put it out for a throw on the far side.
Yeah, look, the whole new back three today, obviously, with Wright, Pennington and Tilt. But they've had a few weeks now, haven't they, in pre-season to try and strike up that chemistry that you need.
Always a tricky balancing act between loyalty between those players that got you promoted and the need to survive in the division above, you feel. Here's a chance maybe to lift the ball in for Lowry. Onyedinma is inside the penalty area. Attempted cross is blocked out at the edge of the 6-yard area. Another throw right by the corner flag on the right for Wycombe.
He's a live wire, isn't he, Fred Onyedinma? Real key man for them, especially in the absence, or the continued absence, of Gareth McCleary rather. He's got real pace, and he'll look to stretch Bradford down that far side.
Hasn't scored a goal since December the 14th. If Kone is going to depart, he really needs to perhaps contribute on that front as well.
Definitely. He's often played at fullback though, hasn't he? Today, very much playing as a right winger for Wycombe Wanderers.
Ball down the line towards Onyedinma again. He's just beaten to it, but the loose ball is picked up, and a chance may be on this left-hand side for Taylor Allen to get forward, but in the end it stays in the middle, and it's Daniel Udo who chases down and puts the pressure on the impressive Sam Walker in the Bradford goal. And the ball's out of play on the far side for a throw to Wycombe just short of halfway.
Yeah, it was a nice little pass actually, wasn't it, from Alex Lowry, the youngster. Just a little one touch around the corner, looking to release Daniel Udo in behind. He's got a lot of pace, hasn't he, the Wycombe striker. So he's sort of coming in off the left-hand side, Lowry, giving the wing, giving the touchline area to Taylor Allen, who's playing very, very advanced for a left-back.
He is very good in those attacking areas, though, as Grimmer plays a long ball forward for Wycombe to Udo again, who did win the ball well, turned around the corner by the right boot of Sarcevic, who really has hero status here, as he does at so many clubs, because he does tend to win promotion wherever he goes. Usually, though, from League 2 to League 1, and that's one of the things. He's not had any League 1 experience since he was with Bolton.
Oh, wow.
Back in 21-22.
Yeah, no, he's a talent, no doubt about that, and a natural match winner.
Right, Nerfville is here inside the penalty area. Down this right-hand side, gets the back heel across the box. Oh, good save by the keeper. Van Sass denying Humphries from close range with his legs. They've still got it here, Bradford, on that far side. Humphries with a shot, parried away and poked in inside the 6-yard area, and Bradford have the lead, and it's a dream start inside 5 minutes. Close range header after the initial shot was parried, and Sarcevic is the player that's in there. And Bradford, well, it is a dream come true for those around Valley Parade. 5 minutes on the clock. Sarcevic scored here at the end of last season, and he's the first to score here again this season. Bradford 1, Wycombe 0.
What a start from Bradford City. Josh Nerfville did superbly down the right-hand side. He back-heeled across along the face of goal to Humphries, whose shot was brilliantly saved by Van Sass. They recycle play. Humphries has a shot number 2, and then the new Wycombe keeper spills it. He pushes it straight out to Sarcevic, who nods in from 3 yards out. It's a simple header. What an electric opening here at Valley Parade.
And what a start that is for Bradford on their return to League 1 after 6 years away. And terrific for Sarcevic as well. We were just saying, every time he gets teams promoted from League 2 to League 1, he doesn't really deliver and ends up dropping back down again. Well, he's delivered today.
Yeah, he's good enough for League 1. I've got no doubt about that. But one of the reasons he keeps getting signed, by teams is because he's a winner. He's been at the top end of the division for most of the sides that he's played for. But yeah, great start to the season for him and for the Bantams. And this is great football. Really sharp interplay from Bradford.
Yeah, it's Sarcevic and Nerfville on this near side combining. They run a free kick as well, about a yard in from the touchline. And it will be a free kick for Bradford. Max Power, the captain, is over it. We had nearly 7 minutes on Talksport 2. Bradford 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0. Elsewhere, goals are flying in. And it's a good start for Blackpool. And George Honeyman's on target. They lead Stevenage by 1-0. Huddersfield Town lead Leyton Orient by 1-0. And Walsall a goal up against Swindon Town at home. Evan Weir on target for the playoff finalists from last season in League 2. Here's the free kick, going to be delivered right-footed from out on this right-hand side. Swung in, this time by Tommy Lee towards the back post. Headed back across the face of goal by Curtis Tilt, but cleared away as far as Ibu Toure, who lifts it into the penalty area. And again, Van Sass has to come out and collect under real pressure that time from right. But he does well on this occasion, and he has possession. And instead of holding on to it for 8 seconds, he drops it to the floor and plays it with his feet.
Which is what keepers would do to get around that rule, of course. So, but yeah, look, that catch will do his confidence the world of good, because even though he made a fantastic save, he will be thinking, I shouldn't have spilled that shot that ended with Sarcevic scoring from the rebound.
He's in the right place with his head, wasn't he?
Oh, he read it, didn't he? He just gambled. Sometimes you've got to do that as an attacking midfielder. Just make up bodies inside the box. He was there just in case the keeper didn't hold it, and he got his reward.
Well, he's under pressure again now. They look like they're ready to test him out today. As we say, it's his first senior appearance. He was at Man City as a junior, Vitesse, Utrecht and Feyenoord, and never actually made a senior appearance for any of those clubs at the age of 21. Or not the best of clearances either. Sarcevic almost picking that one out, but now a chance for Wycombe. Down this left-hand side with Taylor Allen. Gives it back short on this near side to Lowry. Lowry clips it inside the penalty area. Comes back to Lowry at the edge of the box. And he'll go behind Grimmer on that right-hand side who is forced back inside his own half for Wycombe, who are just rattled. They're rattled, I think, by the intensity not only of the crowd but of the start that's come from Bradford here. They have played themselves out of trouble this time though. Lowry's ball forward, almost trying to get into the path of Taylor Allen, and the clearance in the end is a decent one because it comes off Allen out of play, and Bradford will have a throw level with the edge of their own box.
Yeah, you're right to use this phrase intensity. You know, that term would absolutely sum up what we're seeing from Bradford City here. Just from a tactical point of view with Wycombe, it's Westergaard who's the most advanced midfielder, wearing the 42 shirt. He's playing in behind Dan Udo, and Leahy's just dropped back to be part of that midfield two behind.
Yeah, very experienced Leahy, over 450 league appearances in total. Former Shrewsbury man, of course, but spent time at Walsall and Bristol Rovers as well, so he's very much the elder statesman in this Wycombe side for sure. 32 years of age, and he's just sitting in that midfield alongside Jamie Mullins, which was kind of the only question mark we had about how they would line up. Here's Lowry coming off the wing on this left-hand side into a more central area. Onyedinma inside the box, teasing with his feet, tries to get the better of tilt towards the byline, goes down looking for the penalty. Referee not interested, ball still in, I think, and there is a little bit of shoving and pushing, and the assistant can help him out, and he does. He gives the goal kick away to our left-hand side to Bradford City, who lead here by a goal to nil. We've had 10.5 minutes on Talksport 2, and here's Adrian Clark.
Yeah, really enjoying this game. There's such a buzz around the ground, and there was a header kick-off in anticipation, but the buzz now is in response to what they're seeing from the team, which is high-intensity football, fast, attack-minded, as we discussed ahead of kick-off. On that occasion, Onyedinma, who's been Wycombe's brightest spark, I'd say so far, he runs at Curtis Tilt. For me, no pen. We're a long way away from it, but he looked to go to ground quite easily. I think that would have been a harsh call.
Kadeem Harris has put Crewe up against Salford early on. 8 minutes gone there. Crewe leading by a goal to nil. Crewe, of course, were so long in the playoff places last season in League Two before eventually slipping out. Same story for Salford too. So they'll be looking for a bright start today. Bright starts here in League One have come from Bradford, leading Wycombe by a goal to nil. Sarcevic the goal scorer, and it's Sarcevic again who's putting the pressure on down this left-hand side as Hagelshaw tried to clear.
Yeah, they'll press you, won't they, Bradford? No doubt about that. It's all part of the strategy from Graham Alexander. Good manager, isn't he? I do like him. He's a nice character as well, and he's got something going here at this club, which was in the doldrums for so long.
Yeah, both his promotions as manager have come from League Two, of course. He was on the shoulders of the players after that game back on May the 3rd here, where for so long it looked like Walsall were going to be getting that automatic spot that had held onto for the majority of the season, until this place erupted in the 96th minute. Power is fouled again. Another free kick for Bradford, which
pitch wasn't as nice that day as it was today, right?
No, not quite.
I remember it being a bit muddy here.
Well, it was, and by the time it had a few thousand people trampling on it as well, that didn't really help before we got the game restarted. Here he is, just directing down on the touchline. Graham Alexander. It was November 2023 when he took charge, and it's all been good since then. Neufville towards the byline, gets a brilliant crossover inside the penalty area, teed up at the edge of the box. Powers there, looks to play the 1-2 with Humphreys, and then it's teed up for the shot and into the bottom corner. A left-footed drive by Bobby Poynton, low and beyond the outstretched hand of the keeper, and it's the academy trainee who starts his life in League One in style. What a hit from the edge of the box with his left boot, and Bobby Poynton is on point into the bottom corner, and it's Bradford City 2, Wycombe Wanderers 0, and Valley Parade is in dreamland.
What a drive that is. That is fizzed off the left foot of Poynton, low and hard into the bottom corner from the edge of the box. Cracking effort from him. I mean, he's a small lad, but bags of power, wasn't there, behind that shot. No chance there for the goalkeeper, Van Sass. And this electric start has just got better.
Well, no surprise that the cries of Bobby Poynton, he's one of our own, are ringing around Valley Parade. Well, the sun is shining down on Valley Parade today, and boy have the players responded. What a start to this game. 14 minutes in, they lead 2-0, and again the build-up play and the understanding. We did witness just before the strike, Max Power and Humphreys, they have that relationship from before at Wigan, and it showed with a link-up play, and then they cleverly left it to Poynton, who was in the better position to get the shot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was really dominant play from Bradford, but Power on the edge of the box, looking for a little 1-2 with Humphreys, who has been so sharp in these opening exchanges. By the way, the striker for Bradford City, those two were terrific, and then it just the ball's left to Poynton. He runs onto it, but the control on the shot was really impressive from him, and that was a fantastic moment, you have to say, for the Bantam supporters here today.
Yeah, it was powerful, like you say, very controlled, all along the ground, into that bottom corner. Mickey Van Sass is not having the easiest of opening 15 minutes on his debut for Wycombe. Chance to take this free kick short here for Wycombe, but they go into the box, headed up in the air by Pennington. Sarcevic on this near side will be fouled. A little hand in the back. I mean, he asked for it and he got it, really. I think he invited it, and then a clapping of the referee signals the first yellow card of the afternoon, and that's going to Hagelsharp, the centre-half.
Yeah, he's pretty strict there, wasn't he, the referee? Yeah, little small piece of dissent, but enough to make the official reach for his pocket. Of course, first match of the season, all these new directives, it's going to happen. This is a bad day to show dissent or to time waste, let me tell you, because every ref will be right on top of it. He probably wouldn't have got a yellow for that if it's in December.
Well, he dished down 148 yellow cards last season. He's off and running this season. Sebastian Stockbridge, the man in charge today.
An impressive amount, isn't it? 148.
Yeah, it was 34 games, so he's kind of doing 4 a game, maybe just over 4 a game.
Yeah, feels like plenty.
Here's a free kick again for Bradford, and Nurfield just been told by Max Power, actually, if you'd made that run, I'd have played that early, but instead they're going to leave it here for Tommy Lee, who's going to swing it into this Wycombe penalty area. 2-0, 16 and a half minutes played. Lee with a free kick, swung towards the back post, headed up in the air towards the edge of the 6-yard area, nodded down, taken down, the shot delivered by Humphreys. He had a couple of attempts there trying to find himself some room. He's still going, his Humphreys, and he has to be cleared, or the ball has to be cleared in the end from inside their own penalty area. I think Lowry and Leahy was the one who eventually got it clear. Lee gets that back into the box, keeper comes for it, misses it, and in the eyes of the referee, he was fouled as part of that process by Joe Wright, who was forward, and the keeper is down. And if I was him, I'd stay down for a bit and give yourself a bit of a breather.
I completely agree. I think they just need to take the sting out of this atmosphere. He has stayed down. It was quite a nasty collision. At first, I didn't think it was necessarily a foul. I thought the keeper maybe wasn't as dominant as he could have been, coming for that long diagonal cross from Tommy Lee, who's an excellent technician. I remember seeing him at Accrington a few years ago. He's a really good player. And the goalkeeper's stayed down, and it's given Mike Dodds the opportunity to have a little bit of a tactical talk to his players, and Graham Alexander's doing exactly the same.
Yeah, Tommy Lee was very effective in League One with Accrington. 12 goals he scored during his time with them. Let's give you some goals from elsewhere. Salford a level, Salford 1, Crewe 1, Plymouth 0, Barnsley 1, an own goal there, but Plymouth, of course, under the leadership now of Tom Cleverley. Not the best of starts for them this afternoon. Elsewhere, Stevenage have equalised against Blackpool. Jamie Reid with the equalising goal. And a busy afternoon of League One and League Two action. Continuing reminder, earlier today, Cardiff beat the Posh 2-1 in our opening game of the day here on Talksport 2. Last night here on Talksport 2, Luton got the better of AFC Wimbledon by 1-0. And tomorrow, Stockport against Bolton. That's our live game for you from midday. Once again, right here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL.
Yeah, Good game that. Stockport Bolton. Looks like Van Sass is going to be okay. Just looking at some of the match stats, 5 shots to nil for Bradford so far. Only had around 35% of the ball. Wycombe have tried to look after it. They've been the team that want to have possession. But as soon as Bradford win it, they are on you in a flash, aren't they? Creating things, causing chaos. So yeah, it's been a very, very impressive start from the promoted team. And you just feel that Wycombe are in a state of shock, really.
Well, this is a shape, of course, the 3-4-3 that Bradford are employing, that they used throughout last season. Sometimes when you kind of shift division, sometimes you have a rethink, don't you? But I think Graham Alexander's looked at how he wants to play and gone, right, what players do I need to fit within that? And the likes of Nerfield coming in. I mean, Brad Halliday had a really good season last season, and yet he finds himself out because Nerfield will give that attacking option maybe a little further forward.
Yeah, he's got pace, hasn't he? We've seen that early on in the game. Nerfield is a player that I really liked at AFC Wimbledon.
A bit of pressure on Van Sass as he tried to clear the back pass. He was closed down immediately at the end by Sarcevic, who is absolutely full of running for Bradford this afternoon. Bit of fury from Graham Alexander. Feels the throw should have gone the way of Bradford on this near side, but instead it's with Wycombe on halfway. Reminder, over 500 games coming your way this season across the Talksport network, culminating, of course, in that World Cup that's taking place in Mexico, America and Canada next summer. But it's going to be a bumper season, and probably about 150 of those will be live EFL commentaries. And we are off and running, as I say already today. It's our second game of the day. Cardiff coming from behind to beat Peterborough earlier on this afternoon. His tilt midway inside his own half for Bradford. He's fouled by Onyedinma, and it will be a free kick for the home side, probably about 10-15 yards short of halfway.
Yeah, they'll have been glad to have that breather. Wycombe, they just needed it. They've been blown away really by the power and the frenetic nature of Bradford's football. I have to say as well, they've taken their chances, haven't they? You know, really clinical for both goals. Yeah, this is they've just got to stabilise here, the visitors.
Left footed ball into the Wycombe penalty area, delivered by Toure that time. Tilt will nod it back forward from around halfway, looking to find Toure again. Then Joe Wright, who's playing in the middle of those three centre halves for Bradford. Pennington comes across and wins the header, signed from Blackpool in the summer. Former Everton man as well. Walsall, he's been around a bit, to be fair. Shrewsbury, Hull and Ipswich and Leeds amongst the clubs where Matt Pennington's been at, and he's still only 30 years of age. Yeah,
no, he probably was hoping to have a career at the higher levels, wasn't he? He was involved with some big clubs early on, but he's still knocking around, and he's got himself a good move here. Bradford City is a club going places, working with an excellent manager who used to play in defence himself. So yeah, he's made a good choice, I think, coming here.
Here come Wycombe. Onyedinma on the far side, looking to get forward towards the edge of that penalty area. Has the support that time from Grimmer. They've kept it alive on that far side, and Onyedinma again will have possession now wide on the right. Ball cut into the penalty area, looking for Udo, but easily cleared away by Tilt, and out for a throw on the far side for Wycombe. First red card of the afternoon. Brandon Comley has got it for Walsall. They were one up at home. They've now reduced to 10 men. Burton are in front. Charlie Webster, the goal scorer. They lead Mansfield Town by a goal to nil. Nerfield with some defending to do here by the corner flag, but does it very well and is appreciated by the home fans, and that will be a goal kick away to our left-hand side for Bradford. And two other scores to give you, should I say. Barnet 0, Fleetwood Town 1. Will Davies, the goal scorer for Fleetwood, and it's Lincoln City 1, Reading 0. Finley Burns is the scorer of the own goal that gives Lincoln the advantage.
Yeah, they're cheering everything here, aren't they? I mean, they cheered a goal kick. Nerfield didn't realise he had a Wycombe player breathing down his neck, and then once he did, he put on the afterburners, got there first, and shepherded the ball behind.
And they're looking fairly untroubled at the moment, Bradford. They've got plenty of energy and excitement, and as you would do back in League One, Sarcevic is herring around, I think is probably the best way to describe how he's been going so far, leading that line up top as one of those 3 forward players. He's in possession now, out wide on that left-hand side to Toure. He's got Poynton ahead of him. He's gone down, but does well to keep possession and wins his side the throw off of Onyedinma on that far side.
Yeah, not really mentioned Toure yet, but another good signing. Remember him at Salford and then at Stockport more recently. He's been a key player every club he's been at, so I think he'll add lovely balance on that left-hand side. Hasn't got forward as much as maybe you'd expect from him so far. But look, they're in a funny position now, 2-0 up. Do they keep their foot down and go for more goals here, or do they relax a little bit, Bradford? I don't think they're going to relax somehow, but
no, Bobby Poynton working hard to win the ball back on that far side. The thoughts of Adrian Clarke, who's alongside me, Adam Bridge, here at Valley Parade. We still call it Valley Parade. I think it's got a different name now, but I think everyone knows it as Valley Parade, don't they? Is it the University of something or other stadium now? But we know what it's called. University of Bradford Stadium. You're right. Yeah.
But on the team sheet we got, it's underscored by Valley Parade.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's
too right. It is, and they're having some afternoon. Over 20,000 here today. 550 or so have made their way up from Wycombe to show their away support. They're on the far side. They've got a bit of sunlight in their eyes in the front few rows, just across from us here, because it is a fairly sunny afternoon as Power tries to get through, and so does Humphreys, but can't quite make it. And they pick up possession again to Wycombe deep inside their own half. Mullins had it, almost kind of ran into a corner, so ended up going backwards. Here's Alex Lowry, who's dropped deep inside his own half to see some of the ball. It then allows Taylor Allen to just push on from left back on this left-hand side, but he's seen very little of the ball so far. Onyedinma just over halfway, goes back inside to Grimmer, and it's a nice turn in the middle of the park that time from Jamie Mullins in those green and white checks. Now a chance maybe to shoot from the edge of the box for Westergaard, and Onyedinma will just let that ball spin out of play for a corner on the far side to Wycombe Wanderers.
Well, much better, isn't it, from the Chair boys, just knocking the ball around with confidence. Most of their passes so far in the game have been inside their own half, not really going anywhere. On that occasion, they play higher up the pitch, feed the ball into Udo. He sets it back for Westergaard, and it was a powerful shot, well blocked. Spins behind for a corner, and we got one of those trains, haven't we, I think, set up, or certainly a melee in and around the penalty spot here. 3-4 Wycombe players about to split.
Yeah, well, if that's a train, I think it's just gone in the wrong direction and, well, partially derailed maybe as it's cleared away to that far edge, the right-hand side of the box for Wycombe. Lifted into the danger zone by Lowry, and Walker does excellently to gather that. He's played every minute in the league for the last 18 months since he signed from Charlton in January 2024, and he did well to gather that with one hand.
What a kick as well from Walker to Nerfield.
Oh, it is. Nerfield's away here, right hand side. Nerfield edge of the penalty area, gets the crossover, but he picks out the one Wycombe player who was back and around the edge of that penalty area. He half gets it clear, and then it's a good challenge that time on Onyedinma, who loses possession. Here's Bobby Poynton, edge of the box, shoots again with his left foot. This time it's straight at Mickey Van Sass.
Yeah, I mean, it's just superb football. The fly kick to Nerfield, he chips it over the defender Taylor Allen, gets the other side, and then we said Curtis Till, who's playing left side centre back, come all the way onto the right hand side of the pitch, inside the opposition half, to win a tackle and to keep his side on the front foot. Such assertive play.
Lowry helps on his way out this left-hand side, looking to find Taylor Allen, who was charging forward towards the corner flag, but the pass is overhit and it's out for a goal kick away to our left-hand side, which will be taken by Sam Walker. In goal for Bradford. Goals elsewhere. Fraser Murray's on target for Wigan. They lead Northampton Town by a 1-0. A reminder, already today we've seen Cardiff beat Peterborough by 2-1. Tomorrow afternoon, Stockport against Bolton is right here on Talksport 2. And this afternoon from 5:30 over on Talksport, if you want to have your say, of course, in the day's action, you absolutely can. The phone in on the air from 5:30 this afternoon. Darren Ambrose and Ollie Klink will be taking your calls this afternoon on Talksport from 5:30. So if you're one of those people who's got the app, you can just swipe across to find Talksport from 5:30 this afternoon. Here's the clearance from Van Sass inside his own penalty area for Wycombe, where they trail here against Bradford by 2-0 with 29 minutes played. Up towards Sarcevic, the ball from Curtis Tilt, who was signed from Salford, and that's headed out of play for what will be a throw-in on that far side for Bradford, probably level with the penalty spot.
Yeah, what you get with Humphreys, because he's such a mobile striker who can sort of play anywhere across the front, he'll sometimes come short, and what we saw there, he came short, and Sarcevic from the 10 position goes beyond to be the centre forward, and I think that interchange is exciting, difficult to defend.
Oh, it is, and there's a little back header there that time from Joe Wright that just about sneaks over the top of Mickey Van Sass's goal away to our right-hand side and out for a goal kick. So 29.5 minutes gone here. You listen to Talksport 2. Barnsley now lead Plymouth by 2-0. Adam Phillips with a second goal there. Rotherham are 2 up against Port Vale. Another one for Sam Nombi. And Grimsby are 2 up against Crawley as well. Crawley, of course, relegated from League One last season. Tough start to life in League Two.
Yeah, not half, but Scott Lindsay's got a good record, hasn't he, there? Did well in his first stint. Almost kept them up, actually, last year. So, yeah, he'll be disappointed with that start for Crawley.
Udo does well. Managed to give it off to Westergaard. And it's picked up in the middle by Lowry, or in fact by Mullins on that occasion. His attempted pass to Lowry was half intercepted by Sarcevic, and it will be a throw on this near side for Wycombe. Just probably about midway inside the Bradford half, and then the attempted 1-2 that time between Lowry and Allen goes astray and out for a throw-in on this right-hand side for Bradford.
Yeah, Lowry, neat and tidy little player. 1 or 2 stray passes, but he's always looking to find those little pockets and link play. Played for Rangers, made 9 first-team appearances for them, so not completely inexperienced. He's used to these bigger atmospheres.
Yeah, very much so. He's spent a bit of time at Hearts as well, didn't he, before making that switch. Like you say, he's one of those players who joined Wycombe in January who never really
didn't get a sniff, did he?
Too involved. I think maybe a couple of starts towards the end of the season, even when things were really bad. Potential head injury here for Onyedinma, although if it is a head injury, he's not allowing the physios to come on too quickly. Maybe it's just a bit of discomfort around the back of his head, I think, or his back of his neck. But he's holding his head, but doesn't want attention. So,
no. I think he's just wants to crack on, doesn't he?
Well, he's being sent over on this near side. So the ball, it wasn't a foul, so it's going to be a drop ball, and it means Onyedinma will have to leave the field of play for 30 seconds. Is it going to be quite an aggressive drop ball, I guess? That's the question here.
Well, you don't get many of those these days.
Humphreys wants it to be. He was well up for it. I think Max Power's going in for it, but actually it's left quite comfortably in the end for Leahy of Wycombe Wanderers. And they'll have just 10 men for the moment. And they trail here by 2-0. Van Sass's ball forward, looking for Udo, who can't quite get there with the header. Power helps on its way, but Humphreys was in an offside position. So the ball will just safely come through towards Hagelskar, who's got that ball at the edge of the Wycombe penalty area. Finds Casey and Grimmer.
Some of these numbers are crazy. Bradford are playing brilliant here. They've made 31 accurate passes. I mean, their pass accuracy is under 50%, which you would look at and think, well, that's terrible. But it's just because they're doing everything so quickly, aren't they? But they've been comfortably the better side here.
Well, here's a chance maybe for Onyedinma, just trying to bully Tilt. I don't think he's going to manage it. In the end, he shoves Tilt over, who is more than up to that battle. Curtis Tilt is another one of those experienced players, 33 years of age, been around Wrexham, Forest Green, Blackpool, Rotherham. He's done his time in the EFL. He ain't taking no nonsense from Onyedinma.
No, absolutely not. And what he did there was really clever, because he was under pressure, but he got his body into the perfect position. Onyedinma had nowhere to go. He wanted to be aggressive. He was desperate to get his foot to the ball, and it was clear, even from all the way where we're set up high in the stand, that it was a definite foul. And that is all about Tilt's experience.
Port Vale are down to 10 men. Headley's been sent off for Port Vale this afternoon, so they're reduced to 10 men as well. Looks like those referees are following all their rules and regulations. Early doors today, a couple of red cards already in the EFL this afternoon.
Yeah, it's always the case. You always get loads and loads of yellows and reds at the start, and then they sort of let the rules sort of relax a little bit, don't they? But the players will know this. All the managers will have told their players, be super careful first few weeks of the season, because the refs will be on you.
The one I'm really interested in is how much they clamp down on the 8 seconds and give the corner.
I can't see it happening a lot. I really can't.
We shall see.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a lot for the refs to think about. You know, they've got enough on their minds as it is.
Good job they get paid well.
But yeah, counting to 8 every time the keeper has it, it's a little, I should imagine they're a little bit, they could do without that, really.
Grimmer gives the ball infield. Here's Lowry towards the edge of the penalty area. Mallinger's just run off him, but he's forced backwards instead towards where Leahy was waiting, and then it's Dan Casey will pick it up deep inside his own half. Leahy again will just feed the ball all the way back to Van Sass, and the applause around this because the pressing from Bradford's good. They've pushed them all the way back to their own penalty area here, and as Wycombe try to break out again, the pressure's still being applied. Sarcevic this time is doing the closing down, and then so is Tommy Lee, and in the end another free kick given away, this time for the foul on Lowry.
Yeah, they are a really good pressing team. They're superb out of possession, Bradford City, which is why they're happy to let Wycombe have, what is it, about 70% of it so far, 72%. So, yeah, they don't mind, because they'll back themselves to create turnovers.
We get the Championship starts next weekend, of course. We got live football for you from the Championship on Friday night, and then also games on Saturday and Sunday right here on your home of the EFL. The Talksport network will bring you all of that action, and of course we're 2 weeks away from the start of the Premier League as well. In fact, the site in League One, they're going to be playing 7 games in August
with
the early start. It's all about trying to break the back of the tournament. One of those, of course, will be the League Cup ties as well that are coming up for both of these sides. Blackburn for Bradford and Leyton Orient for Wycombe Wanderers, but plenty of league action as well between now and the end of the month.
They'll get fit, won't they? Yeah, like, and Wycombe only have 4 pre-season games where they'll be fully fit soon enough, I'm sure.
Here's Nerfield on this right-hand side. It was a ball forward from Tilt that's found Nerfield really nicely. Lovely bit of teasing from him. On his right foot, he's got support from Sarcevic. Digs out the cross towards the back post where Toure had arrived. He's going to be put under pressure by Grimmer on that far side. Does brilliantly, though. There's Lee inside the box. Driven shot from point, and again, it's well blocked at the edge of the 6-yard box and out for a corner.
It's class, wasn't it? Love that from Tommy Lee. Such a deft little pass. It was only around a 6-yard pass, but he just took a bit of pace off it, and it was set perfectly for Bobby Poynton to run onto and to strike.
Taken short this time. Sarcevic has it, holds it up, lifted in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, right with the header. Foul in the process, though, as it was tipped over by Van Sass. The free kick at the edge of the 6-yard area goes the way of Wycombe Wanderers.
Yeah, carried a threat every time they've got into the final third. Bradford City, Alexander would be thrilled, I think, with not only the application but the punch that they've carried. They've tested Van Sass with five shots on target already in the game. A lot of teams would be happy to have 5 shots on target in a match, but we're only 37.5 minutes into this one.
We are. They lead by 2-0. Perfect start on their return to League One, of course. 2018-2019 was the last time they were up here as well. Not only that, it was their first automatic promotion in 26 years. They'd relied on the playoffs prior to that. And it's interesting to see how it does develop this year with Graham Alexander, because he had a really kind of novel way of managing the players' times throughout last season. Here's a chance to break away now, and it's Lowry towards the edge of the penalty area. Right footed shot, gets it away, but got it out from under his toes, but it was almost a toe poke as it bounced once in front of Sam Walker, who gathered quite comfortably and has not really been tested.
No, he wasn't tested there. It'll count as a shot on target, but it was an easy strike to handle. It come from a good turnover, actually, in midfield. Max Power, obviously making his debut today, but as the captain, he was caught in possession, and they were away there. But what really impressed me actually from that turnover was how quickly Bradford regrouped, got bodies around Lowry, made sure that he was under real pressure when he wanted to take the shot on, and he wasn't balanced at all to hit the ball properly.
You mentioned Max Power. It's interesting when you look at the recruitment. Here's Nerfield coming forward down this right-hand side. Nerfield on the charge towards the edge of the box. He's caught, he's kept the ball. Referee says play on. Power out wide to this near side. Sarcevic is there. Power, right-footed ball, swung towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Poynter went up to try and win the header, and it will be a throw on that far side to Wycombe. Because if you think last year it was Richard Smallwood captained the side, he was the anchor of the midfield. He's left, gone to Tranmere, where he's been made captain, funnily enough, and yet he went and recruited the exact kind of type of replacement in Power and said, actually, you'll be my captain too.
Yeah.
It's a model, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's square pegs in square holes. He knows what he wants from a midfielder who just preferred Power to Smallwood, clearly, at this level. So, yeah, it's I would back Graham Alexander. He's not going to get every decision right, but he is... he's a very decent lower league manager.
Nerfield again with some room on this right-hand side. Taylor Allen, when there's appeals for a handball from the crowd, it'll be a free kick for Nerfield's challenge on Taylor Allen. I don't think there was too much he could do about it, really. It will be a free kick for Wycombe, just outside their own penalty.
Loves that move, doesn't he? Where he obviously hangs out wide, and as soon as he gets it, he wants to play one touch diagonally inside the fullback, on this occasion Taylor Allen, and he's had a lot of success with that tactic, that piece of skill in this game.
Well, he was Wimbledon's Player of the Year last year, wasn't he? But made the move, made the switch, and he was so consistent last season. And funnily enough, his dad was speaking on his YouTube channel, saying basically, I just need him to be fit.
Right.
If his
dad's got a YouTube channel.
No, I think his dad was on Nerfield's YouTube
right,
channel.
okay.
Not all of us have got YouTube channels, Adrian.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into it these days.
So I hear. You're down with the kids. You're YouTuber.
Wow, I'm trying to stay young.
You can search out Adrian Clark's YouTube channel, of course, if you want to hear his insight into all things football throughout the season. But yeah, no, his dad said he just needed to stay fit for a season, which he did. And boy, did he deliver. Lovely ball through to Humphreys. Humphreys past the keeper. Oh, he's gone too wide. The keeper came. Humphreys got it past him. Poynton will tee it up, but he'll tee it up over the head of Sarcevic. And Wycombe can clear. And they survive. And, well, Van Sass survives more than anything.
Wow, yeah. Great play again from Bradford. This time it's Toure on that far side. He lifts the ball over. A really static Wycombe back four. And Humphreys is away, and he gets there before Van Sass, but he has to take it wide, and from there they kind of mess it up a little bit, Bradford. But it was dangerous, incisive play again.
Tommy Lee takes it short with Power, then right foot. He plays a lovely ball in low, but it was well cut out that time at the edge of the 6-yard area, and it had to be by Taylor Allen. Oh, it's won back though by Sarcevic. Sarcevic clips it to the back post, trying to go up and win the header over the top. I think that was pointed on that occasion. And it's back with Max Power inside the centre circle. Right-footed ball sprayed out to this near side. Nerfield does well to keep it in. Saw him score a great goal for Wimbledon last season up at Crewe. He's really got so much, and he's showing it in this opening 42 minutes here. It's going to be a throw-in on this near side for Wycombe. 3 minutes to go to half-time. They trail Bradford by 2-0. Sarcevic and Poynton. So all those new faces, and it's the two of the old guard from last season that have scored the goals for Bradford.
Electric start, 2 up after 13 minutes of a new season. You get much better than that, does it, in front of a packed crowd here. Oh,
that's a poor header from Tilt. He's given that ball away to Westergaard, and then in the centre circle it's clipped out wide to that right-hand side by Jamie Mullins, and they want a foul. I think it's Grimmer, the captain, that's turning round. Of course, there's this directive this year that it's only the captains that can really go and address the referee. They're really coming down hard on that this time round. Grimmer looked furious, but didn't address the referee on that occasion.
Yeah, I thought it was a foul, definitely. But yeah, it's one of those that maybe as the away team you don't get as many of those calls as you might do if you were the home player.
They've got the free kick now, though. Midway inside the Bradford half. Lee, he was going to take it. Just going to knock it short instead to Casey. Casey out wide on that right-hand side finds Grimmer. Grimmer down the line to Onyedinma, but the challenge from Toure was a solid one. and it's out for a throw on that far side for Wycombe Wanderers, level with the edge of the Bradford penalty area. Chesterfield are in front against Barrow. Dylan Markande, the goal scorer. Wigan have got a second against Northampton Town. Jensen Weir on target with that one, and Crewe now lead Salford City 2-1. Connor Thomas, the goal scorer for Crewe. Edge of the penalty area, long ball forward. Udo tries to get there but can't, and again it's cleared and back and away by Nerfil over halfway. Ahead of that time by Hagelshar, and it's picked up on this near touchline again by Lowry, but Sarcevic does enough to allow him to dance into touch, and it will be a throw on this near side. Well, they did give us a big spiel actually earlier this week when we met with the EFL to say that they were going to try and kick off on time. Well, we were 2 minutes late here,
well,
hence why we are about 30 seconds away from seeing how much added time is coming at the end of this first half at Valley Parade. So half-time whistles are going everywhere else, but not here. Down this right-hand side, Humphreys so strong. Literally, he's taken out 2 defenders without actually doing anything wrong, apart from just using his strength.
He looks in good shape, doesn't he, Stephen Humphreys? He looks lean, very athletic performance in this first half from him. He has run hard. He's pressed with real ferocity, I would suggest, and he's had a couple of fantastic efforts as well on goal. 2 shots on target for him.
4 added minutes at the end of this first half to come. He actually got 5 in 5 at the end of last season, Humphreys, playing in a wider area than down the middle. That was Barnsley, of course, where he was offered a new contract but chose to leave. Torre swung that high into the air. It's coming down with snow on it. The head of his run in the end comes out to Tommy Lee. Well, that was a thunderous strike, and it was blocked at the edge of the penalty area by Westergaard. Clipped down this near touchline for Sarcevic to chase by Tilt, but it's gathered comfortably by Mickey Van Sass, who's been beaten twice in this game so far in that Wycombe goal, with Bradford leading by 2-0 here on Talksport 2.
He backed himself there, didn't he, Tommy Lee? Ball fell to him. Look, it's not an easy one to hit. It's bouncing. He's about 35 yards out, and he hits it first time. And it looked like it was heading on target, didn't it? It was well blocked. He is a good technician. When I've seen him before, he's played higher up the pitch, but he's showing here today that he can be trusted to play as that orthodox central midfielder alongside Max Power.
And he scores his goals as well, 21 goals in his 102 league appearances during his time at Accrington. As I said, he scored goals in League One, so he may well be a valuable asset. I did think probably that Alex Patterson may have started in midfield today for Bradford, but injury has kind of ruled him out. We've still got Andy Cook. He's back on the grass kicking a ball, of course, the Bradford centre forward, leading scorer last season despite going out through injury, so he's probably a few weeks away yet, so there's still plenty of options available. Will Swan's amongst the substitutes today, so going forward they have got an abundance of options.
Yeah, Kavanagh is still here, isn't he?
Kavanagh's here.
Yeah, so yeah, lots of options. Andy Cook, obviously prolific goal scorer in the lower leagues, but he'll has to play well to displace Humphreys. He looks a good fit for this Bradford team. He
does. Humphreys trying to win the ball again, headed away by Taylor Allen, back down by Tommy Lee. Joe Wright, who's done well so far. Maybe anything about Joe Wright over time. Perhaps lacks a little bit of pace, maybe, but he's very good in the air, and I think his know-how and knowledge now makes up for that. 10 goals in his 92 appearances up at Kilmarnock, former Donny player as well, wasn't he, in Huddersfield too. Cleared away from the edge of the Wycombe box that time by the left boot of Hagelshar again.
Yeah, they're not particularly young back four or quick, but or back three rather.
All over 30.
That's what I mean. But they know their positions, they know the level, and I wouldn't say they're old school, but they like defending, and I think that's a good all-round piece of recruitment from Graham Alexander, because they've started this game very nicely as a trio.
About a minute of the 4 added to go here at Valley Parade. It's 2-0 to Bradford as things stand. There's goals from Sarcevic and Poynton inside the opening quarter of an hour separating these two sides. Last chance of the half may be here for Wycombe. It's a free kick, couple of yards inside the Bradford half, taken short to Grimmer. Now it's going to be delivered forward, you feel. The left boot swings it in towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Sarcevic is up there to win a second header. Tommy Lee takes it down by the corner flag and then belts it into touch above the dugouts. And it will be a throw-in on this near side, which Wycombe will take quickly, and it will come back to Leahy, experienced player, and he finds Allen. Allen across the halfway line, down that right-hand side for Grimmer. The 4 added minutes are up, and referee Stockbridge says enough is enough. What a dream start for Bradford City on their return to League One, 6 years away, and inside the first 13 minutes they found themselves 2 up against Wycombe Wanderers. Anthony Sarcevic with a close-range header after Stephen Humphrey's shot was palmed out by Mickey Van Sass, and then some brilliant build-up play by Power and Humphreys teeing up young Bobby Poynton, the academy man. He scored 6 goals last season, and the youngster, just 21 years of age, with a beauty of a left foot from the edge of the box into the bottom corner beyond Van Sass. He's been by far and away the busier keeper. Sam Walker in the Bradford goal, hardly tested, and so far life in League One looks good for Bradford City and Graham Alexander. Half-time here, it's Bradford City 2, Wycombe Wanderers 0.
Looks like they've never been away, Adrian Clark.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's momentum, isn't it? Just carrying on the feel-good factor that they had with that dramatic promotion in the 96th minute. Such a buzz. We talked about it ahead of kickoff. A real sort of vibrant atmosphere here, and the players just fed off it, didn't they? And they were outstanding. In that first 15 minutes, they blew Wycombe away. Didn't have that much of the ball, but every time they got into the final third, they made something happen. And supreme first half performance, even though they didn't really pass the ball around that much at all. Bradford City, you don't need to if you can score goals, and they've got 2 of them. Yeah,
absolutely. And the fact that Anthony Sarcevic scored the goal to get Bradford into League One in the first place and then got their opening goal of the season is brilliant. I love a little bit of a bookend. Difficult afternoon so far for the young Wycombe keeper Mickey Van Sass. It was a good save from him initially, but he just put it straight into the path of Sarcevic, who obviously set Bradford on their way. And I know a number of goalkeepers, and they say, like, 101 goalkeeper instruction: whatever you do, if you're going to parry it the furthest away from goal, into out of a danger zone you can do, not straight to somebody like Sarcevic who can head it in.
Completely, yeah, exactly that. It was a fierce strike, in fairness, from Stephen Humphreys. He really put a lot of whip on it and speed, but the goalkeeper will be disappointed. Like you say, if you can't catch it probably shouldn't have even tried to catch it. No. Should have probably just pushed it away or punched it away. He tries to catch it, and Sarcevic does what all good forward players should do. He just follows up just in case, and it falls beautifully to his head, and he just nods it in. He can't believe his luck, really. And yeah, not the best start there for Mickey Van Sass in the Wycombe goal.
And you talked about Graham Alexander, and you talked about the experience before leading into this game that he's kind of brought in to this Bradford side, and you saw that. You know, when you think of an academy product in Bobby Poynton, what a goal that was, by the way. Low and hard, picked it up on the edge of the area, fantastic. But it was the work done by Max Power and Humphreys, who've obviously got that relationship from when they were playing together at Wigan, who put that all together. And that's what's going to be vital, isn't it, in this league, this mixture of youth and experience.
Yeah, of course. You can't play a team of 30-year-olds, you can't play a team of 19-year-olds. You need to have that nice blend, and they've probably got that here. It's more on the experience side, I would say, the Bradford 11 today. But yeah, going back to that second goal, it was Nerfil again, who's been a real bright spark, I think,
Great
down
signing.
The right wing. Yeah, I think it's a really good signing. He initially put the ball into the box, then it comes out, and Power and Humphreys link up, swarm all over Wycombe Wanderers, and then it rolls nicely to point and to hit. And yeah, he's got a lovely left foot, and he just fizzed it, didn't he, into the bottom corner. Terrific finish. So yeah, look, it's hard to find any fault really with what we've seen from Graham Alexander's side. As for Wycombe, there's a lot of work to do here. They've had one shot in the game.
What's Mike Dodds going to be saying to them at half-time?
Well, calm down a little bit. You know, you've got to stay in the game first and foremost. At 2-0, there is a way back for them. So he won't want them to be kamikaze in terms of the way they go about things. It will tell them to stay calm, but they've got to find a bit more punch, haven't they? They've got to get themselves up the pitch. Too many of their passes are inside their own half, around the halfway line. Can they push up 10, 15 yards and just put this, fairly old Bradford rearguard under a little bit more pressure? At the moment, Daniel Udo up front is feeding off scraps, hasn't got a lot of support. So yeah, they've got to carry a much greater goal threat if they're going to get anything out of this game. If they don't change that, they're getting beat here. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, they need to get themselves back into it. Back with you very shortly, Clarkie. Thank you very much. Just a couple of bits of news to bring you from the EFL in terms of the 3 o'clock kickoff. So in League 2, Newport Notts County has been delayed. Rodney Parade had to be evacuated less than an hour before kickoff after a medical emergency involving a supporter at the ground meant that 2 air ambulances needed to land on the pitch. Fans are now back in. We obviously wish the supporter the very best, and the game is scheduled to kick off now at 4 o'clock. And I tell you what, football's back already. Shrewsbury Bromley interrupted in the 26th minute with one of the assistant referees injured and needing to be replaced. The PA announcer had to go on the tannoy to ask for a qualified referee in the crowd, please, because they needed a 4th official, with the 4th official moving in to be the assistant referee. One did arrive, but they are about 15 minutes behind in that game, as at the moment it's still goalless, and it's 45 plus 12 there at the minute. You're right, you're listening to Talksport 2. It's currently Bradford City 2, Wycombe 0 on the opening weekend of the EFL season in League 1. Next up, we're going to get all the halftime scores from the rest of today's 3 o'clock kickoffs.
DJ! At PlusNet, we think switching broadband should be as easy as flicking a switch. Switch! With one touch switch, our team will handle all the admin, helping you wave goodbye to your old broadband provider and get set up with us instead. Switch to PlusNet today and get fast and reliable full fibre. That's A++. DJ Plus. New customers only, 24-month contract, limited availability, terms apply.
You've reached the final level. The Spicy McNuggets side mission. Maximum flavour, crispy crunch, and a spicy dip with a kick.
Are you ready?
Spicy McNuggets, for a limited time only. Until the 9th of September 25. Fees apply to delivery. Participation and price may vary. Subject to availability. Serving times apply.
Oh, bad traffic. Great news, isn't it? More time in the car. Joy. Maybe you don't feel it. Maybe you don't drive a Lexus NX yet. But when you do, you'll see the positive of peak hour, the delight in a detour, the love of the long way. The Lexus NX plug-in hybrid. Experience amazing before you arrive.
Wow, Direct Line sorted my claim with a 5-year guarantee on the car repairs. That's how it's done. Imagine if that's how everything got done. Like getting my kids to eat their greens.
Mummy, the vegetable van is here. Please can I have a broccoli pop? Or a courgette? Please?
Go on then.
Direct Line. That's how it's done.
Valid whilst the car is yours. Must use approved repairers. Excludes poor maintenance, later damage, wear and tear.
B&Q Club and TradePoint members get 15% off when you spend £75 or more. Join today. Ends Tuesday. You can do it. Exclusions apply. See DIY.com or tradepoint.co.uk.
When you're growing a small business, you need someone who understands the ins and outs. And whether you're a tailor or an accountant, you need the tools to succeed. With an HSBC small business banking account, you'll have free accounting tools and access to our business specialists, virtually or in person. Because whatever your small business looks like, we're with you all the way. Search HSBC Small Business Banking Account to get started. Subject to application, eligibility, credit check and T's and C's. Visit hsbc.co.uk for details.
Capture every memory this summer with iPhone 16 Pro Max. From golden hour selfies to spontaneous beach days, its advanced camera turns every moment with friends into something unforgettable. And now, in the Vodafone summer sale, you can save up to a massive £588 when you trade in an eligible iPhone. Hurry, ends 5th of August. So go online or in-store today. Vodafone.
Save £252 on a limited max over 36 months and £336 trade-in. Total phone cost £1,184. Eligibility, credit and trade-in checks and terms apply. Financed by Vodafone.
Online, on DAB+, and on the app. This is Talksport 2.
Sunday afternoon. League One, live on Talksport 2.
Brilliant goal!
Stockport County versus Bolton Wanderers.
And that settles it!
Coverage from 11:45. Kick-off 12 noon.
A moment of magic!
Sunday afternoon. League One, live on fan-fueled live football phenomenon. Talksport 2. Live football coverage that's beyond compare.
The angle tight, he shoots! It's in again!
No one does football quite like this.
He hits it first time, what a volley, what a goal!
EFL live on Talksport 2. This is Game Day. Half-time classifieds.
This is EFL Game Day Live on Talksport 2. I'm Faye Carruthers. Let's take a look at some of the results from today and all the other half-times from the 3 p.m, starting with
Sky Bet League One.
Earlier on, it finished Cardiff 2, Peterborough 1. At half-time, Blackpool 1, Stevenage 2, Bradford City 2, Wycombe 0, Burton 1, Mansfield 0, Doncaster 0, Exeter 0, Huddersfield 1, Leyton Orient 0, Lincoln 1, Reading 0, Plymouth 0, Barnsley 2, Rotherham 2, 10-man Port Vale 0, Wigan 2, Northampton 0.
Sky Bet League 2.
Accrington 0, Gillingham 0, Barnet 0, Fleetwood 1, Bristol Rovers 0, Harrogate 0, Cambridge United 0, Cheltenham 0, Chesterfield 1, Barrow 0, Colchester 0, Tranmere 1, Grimsby 2, Crawley 0, MK Dons 0, Oldham 0, Salford 1, Crewe 3, Shrewsbury 0, Bromley 0 still playing, 10-man Walsall 1, Swindon 0, Newport 0, Notts County 0 has just kicked off.
The Scottish Premiership.
Kilmarnock 2, Livingston 0 is the only game today. Motherwell Rangers kicks off at 5:30.
Scottish Championship.
Wraith Rovers 0, Queen's Park 1, St Johnstone 3, Partick Thistle 1, Edrionians 0, Ross County 1, Greenock Morton 0, Dunfermline Athletic 0. Right, you're up to date with everything kicking off. The football season is back. Where are you today? Let us know. Very much looking forward to the Championship kicking off next weekend as well. And a reminder for you as well, on Monday evening from 6 p.m. right here on Talksport 2, Hugh Woozencroft and Sam Parkin are going to be bringing you an EFL All Access Championship special as they look ahead to the second tier action getting underway next weekend. It's also available to listen back to as a podcast. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts or on the TalkSport app as well. Speaking of the Championship action getting underway, Sheffield United's new boss Ruben Sellers is going to be live on Hawksbee and Jacobs on Monday afternoon on TalkSport, looking ahead to the new campaign. So if you're a Blades supporter or just a fan of the EFL in general and you want to get some insight into how he's feeling stepping into Chris Wilder's shoes, then make sure you tune in. Adrian Clark is waiting for us back at Valley Parade ahead of the second half kicking off between Bradford and Wycombe. Wycombe with it all to do, 2 goals down. What do they need to do in this second half? And can you see there being a change of personnel at all, Clarkie?
Yeah, I can see them changing the personnel. They've got a number of good players on the bench, actually. You've got Junior, Kitana, who was at Crawley last year, scored some goals. They've signed a number 9, a big number 9 in Bradley Fink from Basel in Switzerland. He's a Swiss under-21 international, actually. So there's a couple of options there for them. Yeah, look, they won't be happy at all with the way that they started the game. They were too timid. They were blown away. I think they wanted it to be a nice, easy start. We'll just knock the ball around and have a nice afternoon here in Yorkshire. But Bradford weren't having that, and they just got after them, kept stealing the ball off them, and making things happen in and around the box. So, yeah, they can't afford a slow start to this second half. They must come out of the blocks flying. And it wouldn't surprise me if Mike Dodds made a half-time change just to sort of signal that intention. There are a number of the Wycombe subs out there on the pitch warming up at the moment, so let's see.
Yeah, they are having a kind of nice afternoon because it's bathed in sunshine, Valley Parade at the moment, and the Wycombe fans are currently absolutely smothered in it. There's only about a third of the pitch in the shade at the moment, so at least they're getting to have a little bit of a sunbathe. I can just tell you about a goal as well in League One. Wigan are now 3-0 up against Northampton thanks to Fraser Murray scoring in the 46th minute. Everything else just about kicking kicking off now, apart from a couple of the League Two kickoffs that I told you about earlier on. The Wycombe players are out ready to go. As Clarkey says, we shall see whether or not there are any changes. We shall also see if Adam Bridge is alongside you now. Clarkey, is he?
He is.
Say, of course I am.
I thought you were going for a second pie.
No.
No, he's got a nice little tub of chips here. He hasn't offered me one.
You, Clark.
I was going to say, he hadn't offered me one yet. Thank you.
Eileen had fresh chips downstairs. So
Have they got curry all over them, though?
No, they haven't.
Oh, you're up in that neck of the woods where they love curry on their chips.
I don't know the last time you came to Valley Parade, Faye.
Not that long. Listen, I used to live up in Leeds, and
there we go.
I know. I used to go to Bradford a lot, but watched Luton play at Valley Parade on many occasions as well. And I've got a lot of friends who are Bradford fans who have texted me actually already today, loving life back in League One. But the players are back out. Let's see whether or not Wycombe can get themselves back into this one, shall we? Your commentary team are there in position, Adrian Clark and Adam Bridge.
Thank you very much, Faye. So I was downstairs talking to Eileen, who runs the media room here. Eileen is an absolute legend. She has been here for so many years. She's part of the choir that's currently doing the rounds here from Bradford, the Bantam of the Opera, I think they call themselves, and she is the loveliest lady.
Love that.
Who makes the most tremendous homemade cakes and puts them in the media room.
Oh, I just had one. Yeah, it was glorious. Yeah, as are these chips are good.
Yeah, very nice. Well, anyway, we're back underway. Let's get to the important business of the afternoon, and it's going to be Bradford who are protecting the goal away to our right-hand side in this second 45 minutes and protecting that 2-goal lead. Although the way they played in that first half, I don't think protection is very much on their mind. I think it's very much about what else can they add to, because they have been full of energy, they have been full of purpose, they've been buoyed on by this terrific crowd here, and they've conceded the first free kick of the second half. Max Power, the captain, is being spoken to by Seb Stockbridge. It was he who gave away the free kick, and Wycombe will have that kick about 7 or 8 yards inside the Bradford half. No changes at half-time, which I think is probably the slight surprise for Wycombe. I thought we may have seen more than one, actually, just to try and invigorate this Wycombe side.
Yeah, I tend to agree, actually. Yeah, I thought he could have been a bit more decisive there and shaken things up a little bit, but I don't think this 11 will have long before he makes changes.
Well, there's a chance maybe here from the edge of the box, and the first time they've really got a decent shot away, and it was Alex Lowry, and it was always swinging wide of Sam Walker's right-hand post, but the first time he's really had a little bit of space in and around the edge of the penalty area.
It was an excellent effort. Right-footed, he's about 25 yards out. He's got a little bit of curl on it, he sort of sweeps it right-footed with it. It's always curling away from the far post, and in the end that's what happens. But yeah, I like his positioning, because he's nominally playing left wing, but really a lot of his touches are very much infield. And there he was in the centre of the pitch, Alex Lowry. He's actually impressed me, even though Wycombe haven't played well. He's done okay in parts today.
Yeah, he certainly has, as you were mentioning before the break, coming from Rangers back in January. Very little opportunity towards the back end of last season, but he's got a starting berth today from Mike Dodds, and has been probably one of the more impressive Wycombe players in this game. Talking of impressive, Tommy Lee finds Stephen Humphreys, who's on the charge. He's got Sarcevic out to the right. Poynton's coming at the back post, lays it across the edge of the 6-yard box, does Sarcevic, but in the end it's cleared away from the edge of the 6-yard zone quite comfortably that time by Dan Casey. But here they come again down the left-hand side. Toure for Bradford. Left-footed ball swung to the far post, and getting up for the header was Sarcevic, but he can't put it goalwards, and he directs it behind, and it will be a goal kick for Wycombe Wanderers.
Oh, that's a gorgeous shape on that cross, wasn't it? From Toure on this left-hand side. Beautiful whip on it, and it's a good run from Sarcevic. Humphreys, I wish he was there to get on the end of that one, but it was Sarcevic, and he just couldn't quite get enough contact on the ball.
Lowry shifts it out wide to the left-hand side. Taylor Allen is there. First time we've really seen him get on the ball in an advanced position. Back inside it goes to Leahy. To the right where Grimmer is waiting for it. It's possessed by Tommy Lee. He's cut that pass out that was looking for Lowry, and now Tommy Lee away down this left-hand side. Left-footed ball swung towards the far side. Sarcevic is there, takes it down, but just too much on that first touch, and he made it too easy for Hagelshare to clear, which he does. And here come Wycombe, and it's end-to-end stuff at the start of the second half.
Good start to the half. I mean, that crossfield pass, left-footed from Tommy Lee, not his strongest foot, That was magnificent. He deserved a better touch, didn't it, from Sarcevic?
Wycombe have given it away again. Good combination that time by Lee. Sarcevic slips it in. Humphries is onside. Chance to finish. He's forced wide, and then he drills his shot wide as well. It was too tight an angle in the end. The pass from Sarcevic was sublime. Humphries' first touch round the keeper, though, just took him too wide.
Great football again from Bradford City. Tommy Lee again involved. He's been terrific in the game. Absolutely superb. He slips it to Sarcevic. He goes early with the through ball for Humphries, and I thought he should have maybe looked to dink the keeper or drive it past him. He opts to go around him, and from that moment on, the angle was a little bit tight. So yeah, Humphries wouldn't mind another go at that.
Well, maybe we give some credit to Van Sass, who's not had the best of games, for the manner in which he come down. You're right, though, a dink may well have been the answer.
He
on
came
that
flying
occasion.
out, didn't he? That's why I say the dink, because he came out so quickly. There's not a lot a goalkeeper can do when if a player dinks them from those situations. But yeah, it's one that slipped away, and yeah, you just hope from Bradford point of view it's not a moment that they live to regret. I mean, you don't get the feel it will be, but you never know.
Well, they're winning loose ball here, aren't they? They're picking up second balls, and they are trying to make Wycombe pay. Let me run you through the two teams quickly. They're, as you were, really. Walker in goal for Bradford. It's Pennington, Wright and Tilt, the back three. Nurfil and Toure are the two wing backs. Powell and Lee in central midfield. Sarcevic and Poynton supporting Humphries up top in a front three that's very interchangeable. That's brilliant work again by Poynton. Here's Toure. Poynton at the edge of the penalty area, left-hand side. Out wide to this near touchline where Toure's there once more. Here's Power. Tilt has come forward too. They're all advancing. Toure slips it inside to Poynton. Oh, he just tried to control the pass but couldn't quite poke it beyond the defender to get himself into a really good position by the byline, and it allows Wycombe to try and clear, and they are up over halfway, but the ball's been won that time by Joe Wright, and he's penalised by the referee. And again, Max Power goes to the referee.
Poor decision that was not a foul in my opinion from Joe Wright. Bradford's bench didn't like that. Graham Alexander and his assistant.
Well, I thought he'd won the ball, and
yeah.
I mean, he may have caught him after, but he'd already clearly won the ball. It was.
I don't understand that decision. He was a bit over eager, I think, the ref, to blow the whistle.
Free kick to Wycombe, midway inside their own half. Van Sass is in goal, by the way. Grimmer, Casey, Hagelshaw and Allen are the back four, with Mullins and Leahy in central midfield. And then it's Onyedimna, Westergaard and Lowry supporting Udo, who is up top. And that front three offered very little in that opening 45 minutes. Well, the front four, should I say. Maybe the exception of Lowry looked tidy, but never really making Sam Walker work in the Bradford City goal. Hence why it's Bradford 2, Wycombe 0. And we're 7 minutes into the second half here on Talksport 2. With Van Sass, 10 yards outside his own penalty area. Gets it forward, that time in toward Mullins and to Lowry, and wide to this right-hand side is Grimmer. Onyedimma wants it down the line, gets it on halfway. Tilt comes and meets him and wins the ball first time. Onyedimma gets back in at the second attempt and then is fouled by Tilt. And it will be a free kick for Wycombe again, a yard inside their own territory.
I enjoyed that, yeah. Look, Tilt wants to be aggressive, he wants to make that physical contact with Onyedimma. But Onyedimma, was strong himself, wasn't he? It was a good muscular battle, that. I think Tommy Lee's just trying to play a bit higher up as well this half. Power more on his own.
Oh, here's a chance for Udo, who's got away for the first time. Gets the ball across the 6-yard area. Nobody's there. Out of play for a throw on this near side. First time he's really got the other side of his defender.
Yeah, and then he puts a good ball, in my opinion, across the face of goal. No support. No one was quick enough in a Wycombe shirt to get up there and get on the end of it at the far post. That will frustrate Udo. But yeah, that was better. But yeah, tactically, looks like Tommy Lee, they started off as a pair, really, him and Max Power. But it feels like Lee is certainly playing ahead of Power, who's just going to maybe sit a little bit more than he did in that first half.
It's with Van Sass, who's midway inside his own half, exchanging passes with Taylor Allen on that far side. A little bit more about Wycombe at the start of this second half. They're finding little pockets of space. Onyedimma's got in here, offside flag is up. Instantly by the assistant on this near side level with the edge of the penalty area. And that will be a free kick for Bradford City.
Well, it was the most incisive piece of football we've seen from Wycombe all afternoon, wasn't it? I think it's Leahy into Westergaard. Westergaard, beautiful little pass in behind Curtis Tilt for Onyedinma, but clearly the winger just made that run a fraction too early, right in front of the linesman as well. You wouldn't expect them to get that decision wrong.
We were talking at the end of the first half about how Graham Alexander managed his squad last year. Only 3 players actually started more than 70% of their league games. Used 31 players in total to get out of League Two. He does believe in shifting things round and certainly using his bench, which I'm sure he will at some point in this second half. And the throw goes Bradford's way, level with the penalty spot down this left-hand side.
Yeah, they also had injuries, didn't they, as well, to a lot of key men, not least, obviously, Andy Cook up top.
Here's the throw with Toure into Max Power, who's burst inside the penalty area. Onyedinma was with him all the way. Comes out towards Toure again on this near side. He's going to try and shepherd it out of play, but on this occasion comes off of Toure and into touch for a throw, which Wycombe take quickly. There's certainly a bit more intensity about Wycombe's play at the start of the second half.
Now there's a bit more zip on their passing, but there's also plenty of energy about Bradford when they don't have the ball.
They do. Humphreys, edge of the box on his left foot, tries the shot, comes to Max Power, wide on that right hand side. It's cut back by Nerfil, who gets the cross in onto his left foot, but it's cleared away by Leahy. Then nodded down again into the path of Power, helped on its way by Sarcevic this time. Nerfil tries to win the header and gives away the free kick, leading with his arm at the edge of the penalty area. And Wycombe will get a chance to clear. Goals in the second half then. Blackpool 1, Stevenage 3 now. Dan Kemp adding the third. Second goal for Charlie Webster for Burton, who are 2 up against Mansfield. Plymouth have got a goal back against Barnsley. It's Plymouth 1, Barnsley 2, courtesy of Caleb Watts. And also Cambridge leading against Cheltenham Town. Louis Apperet with the goal for Cambridge. So you're up to date with the early goals in the second half. We've had 11 minutes here on Talksport 2 at Valley Parade as that one gets towards the byline. Oh, well controlled. Cut inside. Mullins does brilliantly and over the bar. What a miss that is for Wycombe Wanderers. That really should have got them back in the game from about 8 yards out. It's been lifted over the top of the crossbar, and what an opportunity that was for Westergaard, and he's missed it.
Oh, it's a gimme. It really is for a professional footballer. 6-7 yards out, the ball's squared to you. All of the goal to hit, really. The keeper can't believe his luck, Sam Walker, that he skied it. It's just a lazy finish. He sort of relaxes too much, gets right underneath it, and he almost goes into the upper tier of the TL Dallas stand, away to our right. It's a shocker of a miss.
He only scored 1 goal in his 40 appearances for Mulder. Of course, it did allow him to appear in the Europa League and stuff, but that's the kind of opportunity that you have to bury if you want to get back in this game. The worry will be for Graham Alexander that actually just a couple of chances have started to happen.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen. Wycombe aren't a poor side. That was well constructed, was it? Was it that made was it Mullins who set it up? It was good play.
Yep. And here's Onyedinma inside the box, fires the shot, and it's blocked out by Toure from a tight angle. Good defensive work from Ibu Toure, but that's much better from Wycombe. They have a corner.
Yeah, and look, if they can score during this good spell for them, then this game is not over. Trust me. You know, this big crowd will get edgy, and the players might too. So, this is an important part of this game.
Alfie May has converted a penalty for Huddersfield Town. They lead Leyton Orient by 2-0. Here's the corner, left-footed, swung over. Walker doesn't get a chance to come for it because Lee gets up and wins the header, and then Sarcevic gets it clear. Oh, and Lee's got a chance to break on the right now. Now, can he get some support here as he clips the ball through the middle? The chase was on. Bobby Poynton was closest to it, but Onyedinma gets back and manages to stretch out the boot and clear things up for Wycombe Wanderers.
Yeah, it wasn't really on there. He didn't have a lot of support. The counter was on, but maybe Tommy Lee could have held on to the ball a little bit longer there. We just waited for the numbers to get up alongside him or ahead of him. It's a hopeful ball across the pitch and easily cut out. But yeah, look, Wycombe look a different team now. They certainly fancy their chances of getting themselves a goal.
Here's another chance for Lowry. Larry towards the edge of the penalty area. Udo's there. He's got support from Allen, who tries to cross. Toure blocks it out, and they have another corner, this time from that left-hand side.
Yeah, you can see the fans on that far side where they're going to take this corner from, starting to get excited. You can hear them now. You know, they're right behind their team. They like what they see. This is better, much better in terms of energy and penetration.
Having a really good spell at the start of this second half. 14 minutes in, you're listening to Talksport 2. It's your home of the EFL, the opening weekend of League One and League Two. Lee's crossover is turned behind, and it's turned behind by Joe Wright for yet another corner on that far side for Wycombe.
Short corner, it's too easy to create that 2v1 or 3v2. They're going to try it again here.
They are,
and they've done it again.
Same things happen. Cross towards the back post, and the attempted header was coming from Dan Casey, but Curtis Tilt does brilliantly to deal with it. And this time they have a corner from the right hand side.
Well, are they going to go short again, I wonder? Really sloppy from Bradford. You're just wondering, this high octane style, this ferocious press that they put on, are they beginning to tire the Bantams? We've got 2 balls on the pitch. You're thinking now, is it Graham Alexander that's going to make the change?
Here comes the corner then. Left-footed, this will be swung in from this near side. Bit shallower this one than the previous efforts, and Bobby Poynton will help it on its way for a throw down this near side. And Luke Leahy, who seems to take everything in this Wycombe side, is now going to take the throw.
Yeah, left, right, throws, free kicks, everything, corners.
Well, I think he was thinking of leaving it for Jack Grimmer, but instead he just throws it to Grimmer. And it's safely back this time with Hagelskar on that far side. Little turn that time from Udo, who's done brilliantly. Allen inside the penalty area, and again the defending from Pennington is good. Just goes out of play for a throw on the far side. Consistent pressure now coming from the Wanderers.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, Pennington did well there just to cut off that attack, but Taylor Allen, who didn't really get a kick in the first half, heavily involved now, isn't he? And if you give Taylor Allen time to put a ball into the box, he will produce quality, no doubt about that.
Udo helps it on to Allen down that left-hand side. Onyedinma is in there, and the shot goes over the bar. In fact, the final touch looks like it's come from Toure, and it will again be a corner on that far side.
Yeah, right on cue there. Taylor Allen gets in beyond again, and it puts a peach of a ball across the face of goal. Onyedinma, may feel he could have scored there.
And Leahy was trying to work the short corner again and make that 2 for 1. Instead, he's on it towards the edge of the penalty area, and is looking onto the right foot now to cut in his Lowry towards the edge of the penalty area. Still going here, Alex Lowry, who does get the shot away, but I think if anything, it's hit the back of Udo on this occasion, and then just dribbles out of play for what will be a goal kick, and maybe a chance to relieve some pressure here for Sam Walker, because without doubt, Adrian Clark, the best spell for Wycombe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Sam Walker should take his time over this. They need to take the sting out of the game, Bradford City. I think they're flagging a little bit. This is a key part of the match.
Barnsley's Jack Shepherd, formerly Bradford's Jack Shepherd, has been sent off this afternoon. A red card for him. You're up to date with all the goals so far. In fact, I've got one more to bring you, and that's a goal for Port Vale. Full one back against Rotherham United. Connor Hall, remember Port Vale down to 10 men as well. Another one of the promoted sides from League 2 that were in action in League 1 for the first time this afternoon. 62, almost 63 minutes played. Talksport 2, your home in the EFL. We're already today. We've seen Cardiff beat Peterborough by 2-1, coming from behind to secure that victory. Tomorrow, Stockport against Bolton is our live game, underway at midday, right here on Talksport 2. And don't forget, we'll have your podcast as well. Your EFL Access All Areas, occasionally featuring the man alongside me today, Adrian Clark. In fact,
I don't mind a little cameo alongside you. Yeah,
the preview one did. That'll be available for where you get your podcasts, of course, or via the Talksport app, which is your best place to listen anyway, because you can get access to Talksport, Talksport 2, all of our live commentaries, obviously, and the rest of the radio stations within the Talksport network, including Virgin Radio and Times Radio, which has just had some excellent listening figures in the last few days. Up towards halfway, Udo is there. It just bounces back off him, and it means Sarcevic will have an opportunity by the corner flag to keep the ball in, and he tries something fairly acrobatic, but it does go out of play, and Wycombe will have the goal kick away to our left-hand side. The attacking presence of Bradford has just dropped off in the last 10 minutes. They were under a lot of pressure from Wycombe. And maybe he's thinking about some changes, Graham Alexander.
I think he probably should, really. Westergaard's gone and played much higher. The back three's turned into more of a back five, hasn't it? There's just been a change, a real shift in the dynamic of the game. I think it's to do with physicality. I think that Bradford have worn themselves out with their efforts and exploits, and it's not an easy thing to do to sustain that. And Wycombe obviously probably had a flea in their ear at half-time, have come out with renewed purpose as well. So that's why it's different. And at the moment, you would think if Wycombe were to get a goal, they might even go on and get a second.
Yeah, Nerfield and Toure, the two wing-backs who were so rampant in the opening 45 minutes, very much tucked in as full-backs at times in this second half. And here again on that far side is Taylor Allen. Nerfield just dropping into his position there out wide, where he's got the support of Pennington. It's Pennington who's trying to force Allen towards the corner, and a rare miss kick with the left boot of Taylor Allen. Gets it out that time to Sarcevic. Sarcevic then picks up the ball here with Humphreys. Well held as he gets it to Nerfield, and it will come down for Tommy Lee on that right hand side, midway inside the Bradford half. And Tommy Lee's just punted that forward. There's absolutely no one inside the Wycombe half, but he just wanted to clear and give them a little bit of a respite from the pressure that Wycombe were applying.
He lashed it, didn't he? It was just, he knew that was never going to find a teammate. They're determined to push Taylor Allen on as a real left winger here, and then when that happens, it means Luke Leahy comes in very deep.
Here they come again though, down that right hand side. Ball clipped into the penalty area. Poynton was trying to get there, but Ian Humphreys' pass was just overhit on that occasion from Nerfield. And it means Wycombe will gather possession once more. There's a problem here for Daniel Udo, and there's going to be a card here as well for Joe Wright. Well, all that's happened off the ball, but clearly seen by the assistant or the referee on this side, and Joe Wright goes in the book.
Yeah, must confess I didn't see what that was for. Dan Udo stretching out his calf muscle, so you'd maybe think that's maybe a little bit of crap starting to set in. It's not going to be surprising. Fast-paced game like this, first of the season, it's a shock to the system for your body. Pre-season games just don't have this kind of intensity. You can't replicate it.
Junior's ready to come on for Wycombe Wanderers down below. Free kick here taken short. Leahy clips it through. Udo's done one. He's made the run and the finish and the goal for Wycombe Wanderers. And they're back in this game. And it's a brilliant ball from Leahy that was matched by the superb run of Daniel Udo. And he took it brilliantly before spinning and turning and finishing through the legs of Sam Walker from a tight angle on this right-hand side. And the goal from Udo just gives Wycombe the lifeline. Bradford 2, Wycombe 1.
This had been coming. There's no question about that. And you're right to praise the pass from Luke Leahy. It is a delightful little dink over the top. And he makes a quality run, doesn't he, Daniel Udo? It's a sort of left to right run, a diagonal across the box. And he finishes it low, hard, between the goalkeeper's legs. It's an emphatic finish from the Wycombe striker, and now you sense the last quarter of this match could be a bit nervy for the Bantams.
Could well be. Wycombe last season were terrific away from home. Only Birmingham lost fewer away games. They won 12 away. Definitely the same actually as they won at home in the end. They were terrific on the road, and that obviously is pitched against Bradford's record in League Two, where they were superb here, losing just one of their last 16. So we're in for enthralling final quarter of this game, you feel, because there are 22 minutes remaining. As Lee gets it in, Humphreys with a shot from close range, and as he poked it goalwards, Van Sass has made an instinctive save. I mean, how much he knows about it, I do not know. He's got it over the crossbar, but Humphries from close range, outstretched boot, and somehow it's been diverted over for a corner.
Incredible save. Absolutely fabulous from Van Sass there. Mid-air, the reflexes, razor sharp. Humphries cannot believe he hasn't scored. It's a great contact on a wonderful ball in.
Here's the corner towards the near post. It's half cleared away, and there was a foul at the near stick, according to the referee Stockbridge, much to the fury of the home supporters, and it will be a free kick for Wycombe inside their own penalty area. What a finale we've got here coming up on Talksport 2. 21 minutes remaining. It's Bradford 2, Wycombe 1. Elsewhere, Bristol 0, Harrogate 1. Wigan 3, Northampton Town 1. Northampton Town putting a goal back, and a third goal for Grimsby, who lead Crawley Town 3-0. And Tyler Walton has scored for Accrington Stanley. That's against Gillingham, and Lincoln have a second as well. Rico Hackett, the goal scorer for Lincoln, against Reading. You're up to date with all the goals as they go in. Don't forget Adrian Durham right now over on Talksport 2, taking you around the grounds of all those key games. Here's the substitute junior. He's on for Onyedinma. Gets the ball into the box edge of the 6-yard area. It's half cleared away. Sarcevic will try and get it away fully. He does brilliantly. Then gets it up to Humphries on halfway, who chests it down to Max Power. Wide on the right-hand side. Here comes Nerfil, who's fouled. That's going to be a yellow card as well for Luke Leahy. Fairly cynical trip from Leahy, and he goes in the book.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah, that had to be a caution.
Well, Nerfil's falling over the ball, not for the first time on that far side. He's got support though. Comes from Power. There's Tommy Lee. Lee down that right-hand side. Back to Power. Far touchline. 10-15 yards inside the Wycombe half. Takes his time. Goes to Pennington. Here's Joe Wright in the heart of that back three. Tilt on this near side. Oh, he's closed down immediately by Junior. And they'll take the throw, Bradford, just over halfway. And it'll be Toure who will take it on this near side for Graham Alexander's side. And at this point, the referee is coming over. And it's the fourth official who's reporting something to Seb Stockbridge. And I fancy someone from a bench here potentially is about to find themselves carded. And the yellow card is coming out. And it is for one of the support staff, or one of the substitutes for Wycombe. And
sub-goalie, isn't it?
Oh, and it's sub-goalie. And then also, it looks like Mike Dodds may have been shown a card too. Gives a chance for a few to have a drink as well, because there is an injury, and we really are in for an enthralling finale.
Oh yeah, it's set up beautifully, isn't it? Because Wycombe have the wind behind them now. You know, not actually, it's not windy at all here, but you know what I mean in terms of the momentum. It's all Wycombe. Now, they've had most of the ball throughout this game, but in the first half did nothing with it in terms of an attacking sense. Since half time, created by far and away the more chances. Bradford have had a great opportunity there. That was, there have been a couple of chances actually for Bradford second half. Remember Humphries going round the keeper. Humphries then denied by Mickey Van Sass. So they've had their moments, but Wycombe have been a different animal. There's no question about that. And right now, it feels like if anyone's going to get a fourth goal of the game, it's more likely to be the visitors.
Don't forget, Championship action gets underway Friday night on Talksport. Birmingham against Ipswich is the game from the St Andrews Stadium. There's going to be another change coming here for Wycombe on this near side. Looks like it's about to happen. Again, the referee's indicating there's a throw in here for Toure, which has to be taken yet. More Championship action for you Saturday. Southampton against Wrexham, 12:30 on Talksport. Same time on Talksport 2, it's Coventry against Hull. And then our 3 o'clock game next Saturday afternoon, West Brom against Blackburn, followed up by Sheffield United against Bristol City. I mean, what a start to the Championship next weekend on the Talksport network. And by the way, I almost forgot, Sunday as well, we've got Leicester against Sheffield Wednesday too. So next weekend, absolutely action-packed from the Championship. But all our eyes right now and this weekend on League One and League Two, and here at Valley Parade. Bradford still lead 2-1. Well, Nerfil's taken that down excellently, but just overrunning out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah. That was the right idea, wasn't it, from that long diagonal? You know, his touch has been good all day long, Nerfield. On that occasion, it's just a touch heavy. So,
Rotherham are down to 10 men. Zach Jules has been sent. That's 4 yellow cards this afternoon. 5 red cards. Five maybe.
Yeah.
Referees clamping down on the opening day of the season, as they do tend to do. And maybe when you're lacking that bit of match sharpness as well, you perhaps lunge into the odd challenge. I don't know what any of these red cards are for. I'm sure we'll find out as time goes by. But there's been a few this afternoon in League One and League Two, for sure. Leahy gets it back to Casey. Casey now to the right, whereas Grimmer's waiting for Wycombe, the captain. Here's Junior on this near side. Oh, brilliant. He's got away from Toure first time. Junior's on the charge, still with the ball at his feet. Across comes Tilt this time to do the defending. He just holds off the challenge of Junior right now without actually playing the ball. And in the end, he plays it off of Junior and wins a throw for his side on this near touchline. OK, substitutions coming. We're going to see a change for Bradford. Tyreek Wright is going to be introduced, and he will come on and is going to replace Bobby Poynton on this near side. So Tyreek Wright, who was of course here in the final year of his contract now. He had only about 45 minutes so far in pre-season, but it has to be said, when he's on the field, the record for Bradford is good. 57 points they've managed in his 30 appearances. So
yeah, something he'll remind the manager of when he goes for a new contract.
Sure he will. So Bobby Poynton is the player that's gone off. There was going to be a change for Wycombe as well, but they're just delaying that for the moment. They've got some work to try and do here on this near side. The throw is going to come down the line from Toure, and it does come up towards Humphreys. Header one, that time in the middle of the park by Jamie Mullins. And now Nerfield trying to get away, and he's done brilliantly. Nerfield down that right hand side. He's got two in the box. Humphreys one of him, and also Tyreek Wright is the other. Gets the crossover. Humphreys can't quite get up for the header. He just whistles over the top of his head as that ball was played into the 6-yard area. And then it comes up to Udo, who just plays it on this near side straight into touch, and a throw for Bradford.
He's so powerful, isn't he? When he gets into his stride, Josh Nerfield. That was superb. He's given Taylor Allen a tough time, hasn't he? Down that side of the pitch. That was a barnstorming run, and a good cross at the end of it. Humphreys just got himself a yard too close to the near post. If he'd have just held his run, he could have maybe attacked that cross. In the end, it's just gone over him.
I think Stephen Humphreys is starting to feel it's one of those afternoons where it's not quite going to go for him, isn't he?
Played well, but
that brilliant double save in the first half from Van Cess that led to the Sarcevic goal, and then the close range effort. We got a clash of heads here. Tommy Lee has gone up for a ball in the middle of the park, and immediately physios from both teams come on. He's gone up alongside Hagelsgaard, and both players are down, both from a clash of heads. So I think we're in for a delay, which will give me a chance to bring you up to date with some of the latest goals that have gone in. Swindon have found an equaliser against the 10 men of Walsall. Will Wright, the goal scorer, 11 minutes before the end there for Ian Holloway's side. And Mansfield Town have pulled a goal back against Burton. Bailey Cargill on target for Mansfield, so it's now Burton 2, Mansfield 1 as things stand. Well, the good news, I think, for Tommy Lee is that he's up and about already, and will just make his way to the sidelines. He's been terrific today as well.
Yeah, he's a classy player, no doubt about that. And it was just an honest challenge between two committed players, wasn't it? Neither was going to back down, and he could almost hear the noise up here. He couldn't quite, but yeah, you knew they'd both stay down.
Yeah. Anders Hagelsgaard is also okay. He's up and about too, and will make his way to this near touchline as well. So 12 minutes remaining. You're listening to Talksport 2. The former Premier League and EFL winger Adrian Clark alongside me, Adam Bridge, here at Valley Parade. The opening weekend of this League One and League Two EFL campaign, where of course you are at the home of the EFL, where we'll be bringing you over 500 live games throughout this season, culminating of course in that World Cup final next summer. About 150 of those games as well from the EFL, as we take you through the divisions throughout the enthralling campaign. Of course, it's the only place you can hear the playoff semi-finals and final exclusive as well. to National Radio. Plus, of course, we've got everything else football-wise covered. Champions League, Europa League, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, you name it, we've got it for you. Football League trophy too. Here's Humphreys on that far side, going toe-to-toe in a battle this time with Dan Casey, and does brilliantly. Wins the ball nicely. Holds it up. Nerfield's there. On that right-hand side, there's the power and the pace of Nerfield. Gets to the byline, but the cutback isn't the best. It was just clipped into no man's land, really, and it's very easy to be dealt with that time by Westergaard.
Well, the team and I think the whole stadium needed that piece of centre-forward play from Stephen Humphreys. Yeah, chasing a lost cause, winning it, holding the ball up for Nerfield, taking Graham Alexander's men up the pitch. That's just lifted everybody inside the ground, and suddenly those nerves they've been feeling have dissipated.
Here's a throw on that far side coming in here for Bradford City. Headed away, that time by Mullins. Comes down and is picked up in the middle of the park by Max Power. Power just tried to slide it through to Humphreys, couldn't find him. Ball clipped up this near side for Junior to try and chase onto. Tilts across to cover it off, which he does. I think it'll be a throw-in for Bradford midway inside their own half.
I think he's going to be a popular figure here, Kurt, still, don't you? He's fully committed player, and he's had a strong debut. Yeah, really been pumped up for the occasion, and he's defended with real aggression.
Here comes Bradley Fink for Wycombe Wanderers. In fact, he's not going to be the first one to come on. The first one is going to be Dan Harvey. Dan Harvey will come on to replace Taylor Allen. So Harvey will just slot straight in at left back. Next up, indeed, I think Alex Lowry's coming over. So he will be the next to go. The fourth official struggling here with just the one board. It's okay though, the assistant's helping him out. Well, we know he's coming off. No, it's actually going to be number 42 that's coming off instead. Magnus Westergaard is coming off. And onto the field of play comes James Tilley. Another one of those who left Wimbledon in the summer. This time going to Wycombe. And the last change is going to be Bradley Fink. Just who is he coming off for? Alex Lowry is indeed that change.
Yeah. So yeah, Udo, who's been playing a striker, is going to move to the left-hand side. Tilley will come in on the right.
Fink as well has been signed from Basel, isn't he? Where they won the Swiss Super League.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he scored 42 goals in 64 games for Borussia Dortmund. 2.
Yeah,
it's pretty good though, isn't it?
Bad,
yeah, it's a good record.
In his younger years, so he's fairly a striker who's pretty deadly when he gets an opportunity, you would say, with a record like that. Even the 2 level is very good, isn't it?
They've actually cleared that stand. That's amazing. That is some height on that clearance.
I'd struggle to make 5 rows back, let alone over the top of the stand. It's a funny move though, isn't it? Just obviously leaving Basel, Swiss Super League, but he's coming into the Championship, into the League One, should I say?
That's what I mean. Look, Wycombe have got money. You know, they would have lured him with a nice package, I'm sure. And look, it's an opportunity for him to make a name for himself. They probably would have said, look, Richard Kone's more than likely going to be sold, so you'll get plenty of chances. And well, look, let's see what he's made of.
Swiss under-21 international as well, so plenty of potential there for Fink. Junior's got plenty of potential, but he's just let that slide under his foot and out of play for what will be a throw-in on this near side.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Just lapse in concentration.
7.5 minutes to go. Bradford lead Wycombe by 2-1. You're listening to Talksport 2. Lots of instruction being barked by the rest of Graham Alexander's team in terms of who's picking up who. Now there's been some changes. Udo just moving out a little wider. Throwing on this near side, which Fink just goes over and places in the hands of Toure. You don't see that too often. Throw down this left-hand side. Toure looking to try and get it towards Humphreys, but it went out of play fairly swiftly, I think. But it's going to be a throw. I wasn't even sure if it had gone in, to be honest.
No. But they're happy with this, aren't they? They're just killing the game. They're just making a little bit of ground down the left-hand side. Yeah, game management coming into play here from Toure.
He's midway inside the Wycombe half. Just thrown that straight to the head of Dan Casey for Wycombe, one of their two centre halves. There's Fink, who just nods that back into the path on the far side of Dan Harvey. That's launched forward. Fink's chasing after it. Wright will get across, but runs it out of play by the corner flag for a throw to Wycombe.
And because Fink chases after it with real determination, it forces Joe Wright to hurry into making a really heavy touch. If he doesn't chase that, he just mops it up and they start again. So good start from Fink. He's a big old unit. Also, he had a good turn of speed there, I thought, when he was chasing down Wright.
He's played in the Europa League as well, Fink, of course, for Basel too. Some European experience. Throw from the far side, which Harvey will take, headed away. This time by Joe Wright once more. Now they're going to try and work it on that far side. Oh, taking control with a right-footed shot was Harvey. Spins around and bounces 2 or 3 times, ricocheting at the edge of the Bradford penalty area. Nerfield then tries to play it up the line, but it's blocked. And it will be again a throw on that far side for Bradford, midway inside their own half, who are desperately trying to see this game out with just over 5 minutes to go.
They look tired, don't they? A lot of those players have just run their legs off in the game. But these kind of situations where the ball goes out for a throw, they will just milk them now and really take their time and take the sting out of this Wycombe pressure.
And ball clipped forward for Wycombe is headed away by Pennington and dealt with. Max Power then does excellently. Well, there was question marks over how much football he would be able to play and how he'd adapt back in League One, having had his season in Denmark with very little football. Well, the answer is, I think Max Power slotted right back in to League One football quite comfortably, and he looks as fit as a fiddle.
He does look good, yeah. He's had a decent game.
Foul again on Nerfield, another yellow card. And I think that's going for the substitute who's literally just come on. Yeah, Dan Harvey.
I think he's probably exceeded his average from last season, isn't he, the referee? Yeah.
Well, he's already booked, was there 4 bookings today?
Okay,
so
yeah, he's almost,
he's on target.
One more.
Oh, no, actually, sorry, we forgot about either Mike Dodds or the reserve keeper, so there's your 5th.
Yeah.
Free kick on the far side for Wycombe. Niall Ennis has pulled a goal back for Blackpool. Blackpool 2, Stevenage 3. Kyrese Lisby has equalised for Colchester against Tranmere Rovers. That's now 1 apiece. Gillingham have got level in the game against Accrington Stanley. Devon Matthews with the equalising goal there. And it's now Plymouth Argyle 1, Barnsley 3. Keeler Dunn with the 3rd goal for Barnsley. And you're up to date with the goals around League 1 and League 2 this afternoon, of course. Don't forget, after 5 today, we've got the Women's Football Show here on Talksport 2. Some PGA Tour golf coming later as well. While over on Talksport from 5:30, Darren Ambrose is alongside Ollie Klink as another yellow card comes out. This time that's going to Tyreek Mitchell. So Tyreek Wright, should I say. And he's in the book, and we have 6 now. So he's starting his new season as he means to go on.
Absolutely.
Is the referee. 5:30 tonight. You can get your calls in, of course, to react to the opening weekend so far of the EFL action. That's with Ollie Klink and Darren Ambrose. Here's a chance for Fink. Good save by Sam Walker. Ball clipped through edge of the 6-yard box. Fink was onto it very quickly, but Walker was out, leading with his feet, and makes a terrific stop. They still have possession though. Ball fed through towards the edge of the penalty area. Here is Fink turning at the edge of the box to try and work a shot, but it's cleared for a throw on the far side, and it's backs against the wall for Bradford.
Yeah, it really is. He was sharp there, Bradley Fink. Just a nice little slip pass, but credit Sam Walker. Very, very sharp off his line to make the block. Yeah, you could absolutely see the new signing scoring on his debut there. Had the keeper not been so alert.
Throw in taken short by Harvey. Leahy in towards the edge of the penalty area. There was trying to work it was Mullins. Mullins still going, goes down a second time in the box. Sarcevic has got it on that far side. And a right for the ball from Nerfield up towards halfway. Who's that going to break for? Is it going to break for Tyreek Wright? No, it's not. Doesn't come to Humphreys either as well, but there is a foul. And it's an offside flag, in fact. And it will be a free kick to Bradford. 2 minutes to go. They lead 2-1.
Yeah, big cheers for that offside. Yeah, bit of relief. I mean, when Bradford took a 2-goal lead 13 minutes into this game, I don't think anyone inside this ground thought that there'd still be stressful moments when you're counting down towards the 90-minute mark. It looked for all the world at that point that we're going to run away with this game, but Wycombe stayed in it, and they've made a really good fist of it in the second half. I have to say, the Chair boys.
Doncaster, new to League One, have taken an 88th minute lead against Exeter City. Luke Molyneux scoring the penalty for another of the newly promoted sides into League One. Of course, there are 4 of them. We saw Wimbledon losing last night. Bradford are winning here. Port Vale are behind, but Doncaster are winning. Oh, that's good from Toure. Does well to just keep the ball in a tight situation with 2 or 3 green and white shirts around him. What's Tyreek Wright got here? A left-footed ball into the box is what he's got. That's chested down very calmly by Dan Harvey into the arms of Mickey Van Sass in that Wycombe goal away to our left-hand side. Last 30 seconds of normal time here on Talksport 2. 2-1 as things stand to Bradford. Second half, though, very much has belonged to Wycombe Wanderers. Down this left-hand side, and Toure has just put it about 7 rows back.
Yeah, sensible move, I think. Although, of course, they've got the multi-ball system these days across all the divisions. So, yeah, we haven't got to wait for the ball to come back from the stands.
I reckon about 6 minutes here is what I think. We'll see. We're a few seconds away from seeing the board of the 4th official down below. It's 5 added minutes then of this game to go. Left-footed ball clipped forward by Hagelscar towards the edge of the penalty area, nodded away on this near side by Toure. Not many changes made. Funnily enough, we said what a strong bench was available to Graham Alexander. He's only made the 1 change so far.
Amazing. I'm really surprised at that.
Udo, edge of the penalty area. He's already scored 1, tries to get a shot away for a second, appeals for handball. No interest from the referee. Udo is on the floor, banging the ground. And it's Sam Walker who will pick the ball up. And I hope the referee's counting.
Might have hit the hand.
Yeah.
There, but it's point blank range, wasn't it? It was absolutely blasted at the player.
Referee waving his hand to say 3, 2 to Sam Walker. Because there's no way he's going to hear him.
Okay.
I don't think the countdown's going to work in that respect. It can't be a verbal one. It's going to have to be visual. Middle of the park again. Jamie Mullins, one of Wycombe's new players, does well. Finds Harvey. Harvey gets it forward to Bradley Fink on the turn towards the edge of the penalty area, but it's well defended by Joe Wright that time, and he's helped on his way by Nerfield, who gets over top. Humphries is there, keeper's come out. Keeper gets there first, and Humphries tries to get it a footing to win it at the second attempt, but Wycombe have done well, they've got it away. There goes Mullins again. He's pulled by Max Power, who will get a yellow card as well.
Yeah, he's been neat and tidy actually, Mullins, today. He's a young player. He can hold his head up high. But they've got so many options, Wycombe. You know, they've brought on a lot of new players, but they're good players. Junior on the right. You've got Tilly, who's not really got involved yet, playing at number 10. Udo, Fink.
They put it ball in. Fink with a header. He just got the other side of tilt, but couldn't direct it goalwards, and he puts it wide. We've had 2 of 5 added minutes here. It's still 2-1 to Bradford. Walsall have snatched what probably is a late winner. They're down to 10 men, but they are beating Swindon Town by 2-1. Full times going in elsewhere, of course. Faye will run you through those once we are done here. We have another 3 minutes of added time.
Yeah, Josh Nerfield just named the player of the match inside the ground. Wouldn't have too many arguments about that. He's been very effective, hasn't he?
Right-footed ball cleared forward by Sam Walker. Can Wycombe find themselves an equaliser? They have been the better team in this second half by far, and they've conceded a throw on that far side, the right, for Bradford City. Already today, Cardiff beat Posh 2-1. We could be following that up with a Bradford 2-1 victory as things stand right now. Reminder, Stockport against Bolton is live on Talksport 2 tomorrow afternoon as we conclude our opening weekend of EFL live commentaries on the Talksport network before, of course, the championship gets underway next Friday night at St Andrews. Injury here may be to Joe Wright. Not sure if he's going to need any treatment. I suspect not, but he'll certainly milk a few seconds on the floor.
Definitely. Yeah, you just wonder, has the heart gone out of it for Wycombe? But I think Mike Dodds actually will feel very pleased with the efforts of his players second half. They've responded to him, to the challenge, but ultimately they left themselves with a big old mountain to climb, didn't they? Yeah, it's been a good game, hasn't it? I've enjoyed the match.
I think what we've seen is that Bradford are going to give League One a right old go, which I think is what we wanted to see from any side that gets promoted. They're not just there to make up numbers.
But nor should they be with the players they've got. They've got good players. They haven't had much of the ball. It's been a clash of styles, really. Wycombe, pass. Bradford, very, more transitional team.
Final minute of added time. Forward it goes. From Mullins, headed away towards the edge of the penalty area. Junior takes in his stride for Wycombe, but it's good interception from Power, and then from Toure on this near side, and Tyreek Wright keeps it alive, only as far as Dan Casey on halfway. Luke Leahy, left-footed ball, played out wide to Udo. That was the combination that got Wycombe back in this game with Udo's goal in this second half. It's a hacked clearance up towards halfway for Bradford, towards Stephen Humphreys. Can't find him. Into the final few seconds. Down this right-hand side, Jack Grimmer for Wycombe. Gets it back to Dan Casey. Casey out wide on that left-hand side. Controlled inside the centre circle. They try to bring it forward with Casey again. Time running out. The clock ticking down for Wycombe to find that equaliser. Here again is Mullins down this right-hand side. Finds Junior. Junior onto his left foot. No, he doesn't go early. Goes on his right still towards the byline. Now maybe he'll try and cross it. On his left foot, which he does. Digs out the cross towards Fink. Udo's on it on that far side, but Nerfield is there by the corner flag. And again, Nerfield blasts it to the top of the stand. And there's the full-time whistle from Seb Stockbridge. And the Bantams have taken flight to life in League One. They're up and running. And it's a home victory on the opening day, and the newly promoted side have started in absolute style. Wycombe Wanderers, who last season were in the playoff places throughout almost the entire campaign, often they were in second spot and chasing automatic promotion, but they've come to the newly promoted side today, and despite a valiant second half effort, they've been beaten basically due to a pulsating opening 45 minutes from Graham Alexander's side. Sarcevic, who scored the goal that got them promoted, well, he got them up and running in League One early on, and Bobby Poynton, the homegrown star of this Bradford side, made it 2-0 at half-time. Luke Leahy and Wycombe up their game in the second half. He found Daniel Udo with a very nice finish to make it 2-1. And at times in the second half, you feel they were clinging on. But Mickey Van Sass did make some good saves as well to deny Bradford extending their advantage. But Graham Alexander's side are up and running. The first 3 points back in League One for the first time in 6 years. A great afternoon in Bradford, particularly if you're a Bantams fan. Bradford City 2, Wycombe Wanderers 1.
Thank you very much, Adam Bridge. That was quite a fun game, I felt, Clarkey, to be honest. I really thought Wycombe were going to get themselves a leveller. And I tell you what, if that is the kind of standard of League One football we're going to see this season, we're into a really competitive league when I read out some of the results.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think it was a really good advert for League One, some wholehearted performances. Bradford showed so much desire, and they had, the great energy about the team, and they created a lot of big chances. They had the better chances. They did deserve to win this game, Bradford City, but Wycombe were miles better from half-time onwards. It was a limp first half, but they showed a bit of fight. They found something in the second half that asked questions of the home team, and but for a good piece of goalkeeping actually from Sam Walker towards the end there, coming out to block the shot from the substitute Fink, they could have got a draw.
Yeah, I think both sides will be happy with the performance, but obviously the 3 points goes to Bradford, which is really key for them. I think they'll be more than comfortable on that performance and staying in the league at least, and causing some teams some problems.
Yeah, look, it will give them confidence. I think that here at Valley Parade they're going to be very difficult to beat. because of the atmosphere, because of the wholehearted nature of the way they play. They're going to get in the faces of opponents and try and create turnovers, and they've got good players that can score goals. So here they will pick up a lot of points. It's just on the road at the higher level. What will Bradford be like playing this way? We'll have to wait and see. But for me, based on what I've seen here today, these are two sides that will be looking up rather than down.
Without a doubt, they've got a tough few games actually to start with. Stockport, Huddersfield, some big ones to start off with, but they're brilliant to get 3 points on the board for Bradford and Graham Alexander. Brilliant to hear your dulcet tones on commentary again, Adrian, and yours as well, Adam Bridge. Thank you to both of you.
Thank you, Robert.
Have a lovely weekend. I will speak to you no doubt over the next few weeks.